Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is the place you get more live wrestling than anywhere else out there. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Wednesday. Your Halloween hangover isn't killing you too much. I hope you're feeling well, feeling good. We got AEW on tap tonight. We're going to get into all the action, all the reaction, all the fun stuff. So you out there, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. Do not go anywhere. Make sure there's a smile on your face, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We're live and back at it again, folks. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. Like I said, I see that chat filling up. Make sure you get in there, say hello. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful Wednesday, the first Wednesday of November. And we will see what the AEW faithful have for us today. Looking forward to this card tonight. Looking forward to all the action. Tony's got another big announcement. Do we care? Are we tired of the announcements? Is it going to be a big announcement, a good announcement? We will find out very soon. But with all that, we still got MJF with 3 mystery opponents. I wonder if the people who are challenging him or wanting to challenge him for his belt will be his partners tonight, Wardlow Kenny and Samoa Joe. That's my 2 cents out there. I'll get out early. But we got lots to get into. Lots around the wrestling world. It's always a buzz. Thank you again for joining us. I will remind you, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. We got a few minutes here before the show kicks off. And I will get to this chat and say hello because I see a lot of people popping in. So Victor Nash, OG of the channel, back at it again. Here we go again. TK has an announcement for AEW fans worldwide. Now, this is very intriguing. That worldwide part of this whole scenario makes this interesting. Is he going abroad again? Did he book another overseas show? Maybe they're doing a show in Japan. I saw rumors that perhaps he's announcing an all-women's TV show, which would kind of blow my mind. I don't know if they're ready for that yet. What else do they got going on? There was another rumor that it's the streaming. Every time a rumor comes out, the streaming service or HBO Max is high on people's list. So we'll see what TK actually announces. Hopefully it's not an announcement for another announcement, but we will see. We will see, Victor. Keyshawn, how you doing? How you doing? I heard Rampage will turn into a women's show. Very interesting. I mean, if you thought the ratings were bad on Rampage, I'm a little nervous for this. And no offense to the ladies, I think there's a lot of talented ladies out there. I would argue that the AEW's women division is not booked very well. Feels like we get a gratuitous women's match, like one a week. And they generally don't mean a whole lot, don't have a whole lot of build story. Some of them have decent matches, some are not so good. But at the end of the day, there's not a whole lot of buy-in. And so if we're going to go to a whole 100% women's show, hey, take the challenge and make it work. Make it count. Make it matter. So we'll see. I mean, I'm very intrigued by that. I'm going to be kind of peeved when MJF's partners are Roddy and the Kingdom, and they end up losing the match for him. All right. Okay. So another take. Now, I thought this was definitely a possibility. I know Roddy threw it out there. And MJF said, screw you, basically telling him, roll off a cliff with your wheelchair and your 2 friends. So does that mean he is going to circle back? I don't know. He told the Acclaim to go away. Billy Gunn wasn't happy about it. That's why I think maybe it is the 3 people that have been vocal about wanting title shots. Maybe. Right? You got respect from Kenny last week. Samoa Joe said he'd help him as long as he gave him a title shot. And him and Wardlow are old friends. So that's my take on it. That's my take on it right now. We'll see. Bonkers, how you doing? TK announcement is a Europe tour. Maybe Jim Cornette. Maybe new pay-per-view streaming service for women of wrestling. Okay, well, or women's wrestling, not Women of Wrestling, different show. The Cornette thing, no, that's not happening. We saw Cornette's response, and again, you knew Cornette couldn't help himself, but oh look, they want me. But yeah, no, he's not dumb. He's not going to walk into that lion's den of hatred. There's no way that makes any sense. However, could a European tour be a thing? Absolutely. Why not? That's why I think maybe something international with the comment about worldwide. I don't know. We will see on that one. And the streaming service, like I said, is always high on the list. If it's the new pay-per-view, they've already talked about it. Be really weird, but I just really think that Tony's trying to pop a number here. And there's been a lot of talk about the ratings and the ticket sales. So I think Tony's doing his best to try and correct that. Mega, welcome back. Rest in peace, Bob Knight. Absolutely. This guy, Bob Knight, T's and P's to him and all his family and all his friends. Sad to hear his passing. Bob Knight was an absolute, kind of before viral videos, Bob Knight was that guy. Like, he was completely hot take, a little controversial, can be a little aggressive, love throwing chairs and grabbing people, but I mean, if nothing else, the man was passionate. So T's and P's for sure. Clay, welcome back. And I'm going to run through a couple and then I'll circle back. But we got Clay, we got Mega. Money's in the house. How you doing? Bash 8's with us. Trevor's here. Paul Carpenter. Jojo, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Heather, long time no see. How you doing? How you doing? Money. There you go. Became a member. It's official. We are in the money, folks. We are like the Shane McMahon of wrestling. We in the money. Holy shit, listen, man. It took effort. Big Nick, shout out. It took effort to get the Silver Fox to come back in. A couple washes, some conditioner. I had to really work that shit out. And realistically, I mean, you guys can't tell, but it's nice and soft. And usually is. With that nickness in it, it took a couple washes to clean that nick off. So pause the shit on that. But yeah, no, that was a funny thing last night. And if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out from last night's stream. I surprised Nick by dressing up like him. What's up, Jimmy? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Bobby's back in the house. Mike is here. Is it a cooking or cleaning show? I'm hoping it's cooking. Either way. Where your friend at? It's Wednesday. He's chilling. And big shout out to Miss Big Nick, the lady behind the magic. It is her birthday, so shout out Big Nick and the missus. I hope she's having a wonderful birthday. And if you listen really close, you can hear her laughing in the clip from last night. Sup, Nick and KJ. Jacoby, I feel like it's been a hot minute. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? The tribal chief is in the house. Hagen's back at it again. How you doing? How you doing? Yo, here for a sec. Put Dynamite on the phone and World Series on. Yeah, I'll be peeking at the World Series. Now, if you guys don't know, the World Series could be one tonight. So I know we're already going to hear Dynamite saying, well, we were up against the World Series. I don't really care. But yeah, just in about 5 minutes, we're going to kick off the action here at AEW Dynamite. And I will remind you guys, we're back tomorrow for Impact, Anthony and Luna. Friday, we got a triple header in Impact, SmackDown, and Rampage. And we'll find out if that's going to be one of the last Rampages, if there is a change. Also, Saturday, brunch with the boys, 11:30 a.m. Myself, Big Nick will be here. Who knows who else will be popping in. We may see some other familiar faces saying hi to help us out through the stream. Plus, we're back Saturday night for Collision and God knows what else. Sunday, we will have Dirt Sheet Debates 3, and we will have another special edition of Luna's Lounge, or the Luna Anthony Lounge, I guess, nowadays. So we have a stacked week ahead, and then it just continues. Survivor Series coming up, Full Gear's coming up. And if you haven't seen Luna Mania from earlier today, Luna went live today and covered WrestleMania 9, one of the worst WrestleManias ever. And she got through it. She's got, a whole lot more WrestleMania to watch. So go check her out, give her some love, give her some support. Now, let's get back to this chat in the next 4 or 5 minutes before the show. We live, pal. We always live, Paul. Welcome back. And like I said, wait, what did Heather say? Hello. How is my Soraya? Soraya is MIA. That's where Soraya is. We haven't seen Soraya in a hot minute. So she's taking a little step back. I've seen some photos of her. She's doing some photo shoots. So yeah, that's where Soraya is. Boom, boom, boom. Dynamite. What's good, fam? How about Dallas Cowboys? What about the Dallas Cowboys? I don't want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Dun, dun, dun. Finally, some real wrestling. Oh my God, they better deliver on that, Mike. I know people love saying it, but I want to see it delivered on. Let's see what they have in store for us tonight. We also got Kenny Omega. So maybe, yeah, Kenny won't be in that mystery man. There goes my theory, because Kenny Omega will be teaming up with Chris Jericho to take on 2.0 or Coke and Diet Coke, as we like to call them around here. We'll see. Yeah, what's up, Bobby? Howdy. December, 2 People Center. I'll tell you, I'm not sure. TK announced might be a new match for tonight's AEW Dynamite. Yeah, did he not add is there not a 6-man title match as well thrown in there tonight? I believe the Young Bucks have been added to the card. So very interesting. A report came out over the last few days, and the report was speaking to the fact of apparently internally there's some complaints about late decision making, late booking, late overall creative. So I find it very interesting that those reports are coming out, and more our buddy Uncle Dave seems to be trying to distance himself from AEW, and he keeps kind of putting out these little, he's in the know with certain people. So it's funny when he starts putting out kind of interesting negative stuff about AEW. Oh, yeah. All right. The gray is returned. Out damn spot. All right, C Money. I'll take your word for that one. Dun, dun, where your friend at? Yo, here for a second. Got that one. I'm with my mom and his mom. What's up, moms? How we doing? Richard Martinez back in the house. I see TJ Hook. Larry Mack is with us. Keyshawn. Joe Black here to cause some trouble. Don't be an Ed. All right. Jeff Jarrett for the win. You stop that, Keyshawn. I don't want to hear your shit. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Edward's going to find himself on the outside looking in. Will Adam Cole show up for MJF? I'm waiting for it. I've surmised it. I've assumed. And again, I know like my buddy Big Nick thinks it's MJF in the mask. I know people think it might be CM Punk, Britt Baker. A lot of people have a lot of speculation about the mask. Adam Cole, I still think is the front runner for me. And he was MIA last week. Could he be somehow involved this week? I don't know yet. Where was he last week? MJF, he's been with MJF quite a bit. So, I mean, without Roddy, where'd he go? What happened? But with all that being said, folks, I will get to some more of these comments. But we are getting the start of AEW Dynamite here tonight. And we're getting a recap from last week. Now, another thing we've talked about or need to talk about is Bryan Danielson. Broken orbital bone. Undergoes surgery again. Whoo! The 3 men are Roddy in the Kingdom. Yeah, now see, I think that could be the answer, Nick, but then it really is weird that, MJF took the time to tell him to go roll off the cliff and then they end up being his team anyway. It doesn't make sense. Like anybody in that segment, the Acclaimed, Roddy, to me, they shouldn't be one of the partners because of the way it played out. It doesn't make any sense for him to tell him to shag off and then go, I changed my mind. Do you want to help me out? That's it. Jumping off that ship. Welcome, Lamario. I wonder who MJF partner going to be. A lot of debate, a lot of talk about it. I like it. I will take all opinions. If you have an opinion out there, get in the chat. Let me know. Who are you taking? What up, Gilly? Do we get a TKA announcing the HBO Max? To me, the HBO Max thing is not an announcement. Is not something you tease. That is a press release. That like there's certain things that qualify as a press release, but I don't think it's going to be HBO Max thing. Sammy Callahan would be interesting. Would that get a pop? No, I think it's going to be bigger. He said worldwide, but we got Renee Paquette, we got MJF kicking off this show. Shad Khan is taking over AEW. That's what I'm going for. I mean, hi, KJ. Hi, guys. I'll accept that either way. What's good? What's good? Announcement, knowing. Yeah, I heard a lot of rumors about the announcement. Oh, no, just said it and hoping. Interesting. I still think a lot. I mean, a very interesting, an all women show. But there's Adam Cole on video chat, looking like he's been sleeping in a cardboard box. Oh, yeah. Good reminder. MJF is officially the longest reigning world champion in AEW history. What's up, Steve G? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? BCC, I'm assuming, maybe. Again, it doesn't make a lot of sense, so I don't really expect that. Adam Cole is telling him to consider Samoa Joe's offer. He's got a clipboard. It's just suspicious, right? You get the video, Adam Cole not there. Interesting. Adam! Oh, God. Help me. Help me, folks. Yeah, that's a rumor, Richard. Are we still pretending he's not the devil? And Adam just says, I got to go, and clicks away. Very interesting. There's the devil again. Hi, I'm the devil. And there we go. We're into the opening credits of the night. So, folks, we have kicked off the show. MJF's looking for partners. Adam Cole is on a via satellite, I suppose, suggesting that he really should consider working with Samoa Joe. Roddy's rolling around screaming out Adam and basically says, we know he's not the devil. And Adam runs away. So I don't know. What's up, AJ? How you doing? How you doing? Adam Cole, maybe. I'm leaning on Adam Cole. To me, Adam Cole is not there, right? Like, I mean, he's distanced himself. I still think Adam Cole makes the most sense, but then you try and wonder, well, why hasn't he jumped MJF? Why did he only jump Jay White? Originally, I thought maybe it was the Bullet Club, like the Japan arm. But here comes Jane. That's Orange Cassidy. So was the kingdom just lurking, waiting for? Yeah, apparently. Didn't say, hey, Maxwell. Oh, he's gone. Now go. I can talk to Adam, I suppose. Hey, KJ, what do you think if Rampage becomes an all-woman show like the rumors have been saying? Listen, it's a big step, and I think people will give him a lot of credit of, oh my God, he's really putting women's wrestling on the forefront. Yes, but I hope it's significant, and I hope it's done well. If you use people like Serena Deeb, who else? Madison Rain's back there. You have some veteran women that could really offer a lot. If they do it right, it's a great thing. I just don't know if they have the depth right now to pull it off. I think if it's 4 and 5 mediocre matches each week, people are going to not tune in. It's really going to be hard to get them to tune in the first place. But it's got to deliver. It's got to be exciting. It's got to make sense. And here comes Claudio Castagnoli. Why is Sheeta facing Willow when Willow lost the #1 contenders match last week and lost to Stat 2 weeks prior? I don't know, Richard. Valid points. And again, you have a lot of number one contenders matches, but generally the people who were involved in those matches end up getting matches. So just build story. And I think maybe, I mean, we generally get one kind of throwaway women's match every week. No build to it, no big rivalries, just it happens and then we move on. So maybe giving them another show instead of Rampage, and you have the right people focusing on it, maybe it will then mean something. And but none of this makes sense. The whole, we never got a lot of things to work out. Even getting, having Soraya win the belt, be, a heel who celebrated in at Wembley, which makes no sense to me. And then she, turns around, loses the belt back to Sheeta. Sheeta as champ, fine, but you got to give her something compelling. And Willow might not be it right now. It's actually a female wrestler. So people I saw, I think Big Nick threw it out there. People have been talking a lot about Britt, and there's pictures going around of her giving the double horns with her finger. So I don't know. What do you think? How likely is it that Britt Baker is in fact the devil? But then what does that mean? Is it Britt Baker, the Kingdom and Adam? Like, is she just like the Rhea Ripley of whatever Undisputed Era 2.0? What? Or the Kingdom 3.0? One question: who is the devil? Here's another question about that, and I'll ask everybody, including you, Bobby. When will we find out? How long does the little pop-ins go? Because I don't mind the little teasers, but I want the story to progress. And maybe I'm just being particular, but I do. I want that story to progress. We started with Jay White getting jumped. Then we got nothing for a few weeks. Then we just get these like head appearances. Pause. But I almost want to see someone else get jumped, or other clues, or somebody getting like, suspicious of something. To me, I want a little bit more. But do we wait till all the way to Full Gear to pay it off? Thunder Rosa. I'd love for Thunder Rosa to come back. I really like Thunder Rosa in and out of the ring. Big supporter of hers, and it's been disappointing not to have her around. Some of the stories that came out of backstage involving Thunder Rosa were a little disappointing. Some of the stuff that was on All Access about Thunder Rosa was disappointing. I hope she can just come back and be the champ that she is. 30 seconds behind what? Right now, I got Claudio delivering a chop. There you go. So you can figure out where you're at. You don't need to start something with the Kingdom soon. The Kingdom haven't done, like, they made a big deal of like, we signed the Kingdom, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm a big fan of the Kingdom. But again, not a whole lot of usage. And even as Roddy's best friends, throw them in a match. Give them a match on a Wednesday, because ultimately that's what matters. Like, if they're good in the ring and they have a story with them, well, then it helps. But put them in the ring. Like, they haven't been in the ring much or in anything. And I really think they should have been a part more physically involved in the MJF, Adam Cole, Roddy triangle. A Ring of Honor tag team match or something. Big clothesline on the outside by Claudio. The double went from jumping people to now being the PC thing. Shake my head. Watch it be Ali. Ooh, Mustafa Ali. How's that one for people? That's an interesting take. The VHS. JV. What's up, Boston Gamer, by the way? Hey, KJ, would you be excited if Britt is the devil? No. I don't think so. I mean, again, I'm willing to be convinced by what you produce. So if they just used her as the distraction, the devil, while everyone else kind of got in place, yeah, but where does it go from there? Right? Like, what's the purpose? Would it not make more sense that Adam Cole is the devil instead of Britt Baker? Or is Britt Baker acting independent from Adam Cole? Is Adam Cole mad at Britt for doing this? What does it mean? Who is she aligned with? I don't know. I don't know if Britt fits. Back to OC starting every show. Hey, Tony loves him. What can you do? What can you do? Yuta and Hook are getting the chuck. And Hook's just the guy who's in, like, random friends with people now. RVD's here, put him with Hook. Danhausen's here, put him with Hook. OC needs a friend, put him with Hook. Hook's just the tag along. By the way, I will take a prediction on this match if you got it. I forgot to throw that out there. Claudio for the win. I'm starting to believe it really might be David Finlay. Kyle, I thought that as well. And I wonder if it would be disappointing and would the focus more be on Finlay mad at Jay White, not MJF so much. So originally, because we were heading into Wrestle Dream and that had that New Japan slant to it, I thought really it could have been David Finlay in the Bullet Club. But with time passing, I don't know if it fits anymore. Similar to Britt, I don't know if it fits. And if it doesn't fit, you must have quit. I don't know. Oh, Claudio yanking OC to the top turnbuckle by the head. Up, 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 up. Vertical suplex. Uh-oh, holding. Down he goes. As we go to pitcher in pitcher, folks, Orange Cassidy rolls to the outside. Claudio in the ring in complete control of this one. AJ thinks it's going to be Claudio tonight. I kind of want Claudio to win this, to be honest. It'll be very interesting. Lamario, you know what I want to see, and eventually it's going to have to happen in the New Japan version of the Bullet Club, that being the Bullet Club War, Dogs versus Bullet Club Gold. I'm all for it, dude. I'm a big fan of a lot of wrestlers involved in that whole situation, across the board from both sides. If you can do it right and you can do it compelling, and I mean, Tony loves his Forbidden Doors and the crossovers and bringing talent in. It could work. I'm okay with it. Yep. Yes, sir. The stuff being said about Thunder Rosa is from all the young women like Punk, young men. Yeah, I mean, listen, I know people got really, there's mixed emotions. There really is mixed emotions, Chair, about CM Punk. But at the end of the day, what do you do? CM Punk is what he is, but he is not the only person to have similar stories. And I thought it was very telling what happened with Thunder Rosa. And even after that, when they showed it on All Access and kind of brought it back up of like Britt couldn't let it go. Britt really made it a you us thing. And some key facts were overlooked. The fact that she was there doing commentary, for the Spanish team, but was accused of not being present. And it was again, petty things. And I feel like a lot of times somebody with that mentality, that pro wrestling mentality, they don't quite fit in this group. Apparently, that's the phrase of the day. So I wonder, but I hope she can come back and do some well. But it does feel like Britt Baker has a little bit of a pack around her, and we've seen it online at many times where they all kind of rush out together. It's not good. It's not good. You got to be welcoming. To be honest, I don't think they know who the devil is yet. TK will use it to unveil the new signing down the road. I hope it's not. To me, I don't love the idea of it being a new signing because then you're not tying it together. You're not telling a good story, in my humble opinion. OC is going to win. I don't care about the match. And it's been a decent match, not bad. I mean, again, not really, just kind of got here. Not really sure how he got here. I mean, I guess OC was involved last week with Daniel Bryan getting hurt or Bryan Danielson. So, yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine as we're coming back out of pitcher and pitcher on my end, folks. DQ says Chair. Okay. Cannot stress enough how great WWE documentary they just dropped called Superfan is. It's 37 minutes and it's phenomenal. Pow, thank you for the recommendation. I have not seen that. I do know the story of it or behind it. So yeah, I'll have to check that out. Unless you're being sarcastic, then I'm screwed. It would be a shock. It would shock the wrestling world if CM Punk is the devil and we've been worked for months. That's the pop AEW needs at the moment. All right, so quickly, we are back to the action, but Hook and Yuta are pushing and shoving, and it looks like Hook is being escorted from the building. As Caliber saying, possibility of fines. Oh, okay. Those two are going to get fined for a pushing match. Very interesting. Very interesting. Here's the only catch with that. The only hiccup, unless he was injured. If Punk was injured going into All Out, that's the only way this makes sense for me. Because if you sat Punk out of All Out, you fired him at All Out, it's a very interesting choice. I mean, bold move, bold strategy, Cotton. Could it work? Yeah, but to me, it seems highly unlikely to have that level of, oh, Tope DDT from OC. Freshly squeezed, back in control, rolling Claudio into the ring, folks. But yeah, to me, it's very interesting in the sense of if they do this, it would just seem crazy that you would fire him the night before. Like, you could have fired him the Dynamite after All Out. Does firing him out All Out make it a bigger impact? Absolutely. Just doesn't seem likely. So, yes, it would send absolute whatever CM Punk does, whether it's WWE, AEW, or otherwise, is going to send shockwaves. It's going to send ripples. But we got OC going for a swing, 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 swing. Remember, Jericho tapped out to this deadly move. I can see Hook leaving AEW once his contract is up. He hasn't been pushed for any titles that isn't the FTW. Richard, I agree with this. And I think people have brought up, well, his dad works for the company. I think his dad would encourage him. Even if the idea is, kid, go sign with them, go through the Performance Center, maybe get some shine on NXT. And if you want it, if you don't like it, come back. Tony will let you come back. And you'll be what, 28, 29 years old and just getting into your prime. So it's really win-win for Hook. But I could see, like, to me, a guy like Hook could use the Performance Center, could use developmental time with, other up-and-coming stars. Because Hook can be something. He just, again, kind of what we've seen with Wardlow. We saw it with the Top Flight Kid. Is they get really hot really fast and they burn out. The Acclaim to an extent. We got Claudio in a ring, almost the Rings of Saturn. The Devil is too small to be David Finlay. I wouldn't buy into that too far, Steve G. I do not believe the person in the mask or in the segment is actually going to be the person revealed. Big European uppercut, 2 count, 2 count, 2 count. Yeah, I don't, again, I'm not there. Maybe they think, fuck it, it's more fun this way. But I wouldn't imagine the people, like, I think the people in the mass are just, are enhancement talent, jobbers, guys kicking around, the people that usually play security, that kind of idea. That's the way I would do it anyway. I wouldn't give anybody the clue of, like, well, that's so-and-so's build. No. I want to confuse people. I've been saying it for a while. It is Bullet Club Gold scam. So you think it's the Bullet Club Gold jump Jay as a like they didn't, really jump Jay. It was optical. It was for the optics of it all. What do you think? Maybe. I like the fact, again, to be fair to AEW, I can be very critical, and we've been very critical of, like, the storytelling and such. But there are several things on the show right now that we're kind of all guessing at and want to know the answer to. So I have to give them some credit in that regard. If we're all trying to figure this out and we all kind of want to know the answer, they've made it compelling enough. They just have to deliver. They have to follow through. And again, if I think he just needs to focus his thoughts a little bit. But OC's fighting through a sleeper. Hands in the pocket. Oh, hands in the pocket. Oh, tries to kick off the turnbuckle. Eventually gets there. Honestly, I believe that is 2 because remember, after Jay White lost a losers leaves New Japan match against Eddie Kingston, David Finlay attacked. Yeah, valid. I mean, story again. Tony doesn't mind if the story was built in another company. Could work. Could work. OC is going to win. I don't care about the match. Got that one. I mean, David Finlay, it's got to be because Finlay attacked White. Yeah. And again, could it be Finlay? That was my first thought. And at the time where, Tony was kind of threatening or at least teasing a new era of AEW, I thought perhaps that's what it kind of tied into. Like it would be like almost like the Invasion era, the Bullet Club era. But it didn't turn out that way. I overthought it and I was incorrect. I find Hook highly overrated. I think he's not overrated, especially now. But again, I mean, at the time when he first debuted, people wanted to win him to win Wrestler of the Year for having 2 matches in 2022. Didn't make any sense. 2023 has been a lot quieter. Tony didn't really build on that initial buzz. I think there's talent there. He's a smaller guy, but so was his dad. He's going to mature and kind of fill in a bit more. But I think there's potential there. And that's where I know Tony might announce an all-women show, but I still say I wish he would announce like a developmental program. Like Ring of Honor is now going to be our version of NXT. And we're going to build and grow young talent. We're going to put guys like Mark Henry and Jerry Lynn and people that can coach and teach are the next generation of AEW how to be a superstar in our company. 2 count, 2 count. Good match. I will give it credit. Feels a touch long, but not bad. I hope the masked man is Jeff Jarrett. Keyshawn, stop that. If Jeff Jarrett is the masked man, I'm going to be very upset. I don't think it's true. I know he's been booked more than anybody else in this goddamn company, but don't do that to me. I wanted Jeff Jarrett versus Ric Flair versus Sting triple threat. Oh, Hurricane Rana. And got the win, Very, the finish was flat as shit. That was a really good match, and everyone's got to kind of agree with me on this. It came to a standstill, and then a semi-botched Hurricane Rana pin. I don't love it. I didn't love how that finished. I wish that would have built up in like momentum, a series of a few moves into that pin. But the way it came off there, it was flat. Oh, all right. I'm the masked man. Last night, Nick was the masked man. So maybe it's him all along. I wish he announced he won't be My big announcement to help Wrestling Worldwide is I will no longer be booking. And here comes Moxley from the parking lot, looking angry. So Moxley wants his belt back, and he's probably going to get it. Claudio still just staring. Didn't even react to the fact that Moxley's on his way out. I hate this fucking song. Hello, Boston. OC jumps in the ring, running by Claudio, and Moxley just starts feeding him. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, dun, dun, dun. That's better. Yep, it's facts. Yeah, that finish was awkward as shit. It was almost like, I don't know, like it was this weird pause moment, move over. It's weird. OC retains. Yeah. Moxley is just hammer fisting this man. Now we're tried to put him in a choke. Security's here. Moxley swinging. Claudio literally standing there like a pecker in the wind. Just standing there. Oh, now he gets rid of a ref with a gut wrench or a security. But he was just standing there like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Why am I here? And the crowd's, yeah, okay. Biting his face. Claudio pulls him off. Okay. Okay. CJ Perry's double makes sense, at least from a continuity standpoint. The Devil versus the Redeemer. Maybe. Finish was awkward. I agree. What's up, Steve? Orange Cassidy wins. Moxley walks off. Claudio's still standing in the ring. Like just whistling Dixie, like just minding his own business. I have no idea what that was. Clunky as shit. And I will point out, every segment with Orange Cassidy, he has 3, 4, 5, 6 friends. Tonight, nobody, not one of his peeps are in the building or gave a fuck to help him. Small details, folks. MJF knocks on Kenny's door. Jericho answers. MJF asks for Kenny, gets the door slammed in his face. Wardlow's got MJF by the throat. Shit. Trash. What? Be specific. The hell is BCC a good group? No, they're all over the place. Brian was, now he's on the shelf, very babyface ish. Yuta's neutral. Claudio's whatever the mood suits. And Moxley doesn't give two fucks what he is. He just comes out and does the same shtick every time. We got the Acclaimed. Surprise scissors. And then we hid back here for nothing. I don't know. Will desperation cause Roderick Strong and the Kingdom to become MJF's choice for tag team partners tonight? Interesting. But we are in a commercial break, folks. I will thank you again for being here tonight. We are rolling along a nice chunk into the show already. Interesting start to the show. I like the opening match. You guys can let me know how you felt about OC versus Claudio. Not bad, not good. I'm not doing backflips for it, but I thought a pretty solid TV match. Ending was really odd, and the aftermath I thought was really clunky. Like, I don't know. It didn't work for me. Maybe let OC get back into go up the tunnel, and then he's backstage, and him and Moxley get into it backstage. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't love, like, Moxley got an entrance, then OC just runs in. Claudio just stands there. A little odd. Like, there was ways to clean that up a little bit, in my opinion. First thing I see. CM Punk is definitely the mask. I don't know about that. Claudio doing a turn. Okay, listen, Claudio's good. And I will say I am enjoying Claudio in AEW. To me, he's one of the guys that have been kind of consistent. Maybe not always getting the biggest push, but he gives you good matches. And he's kind of consistently Claudio. I like his entrance better in AEW. I don't have any issues with Claudio at all. What is he? Where does he belong? He's the guy just standing around. Like, hello, can you hear me? What the hell? I just had a heart attack. Oh my God. Did I disappear? Okay. Yeah, I just lost everything there for about 3 seconds. They claimed to Daddy Ass. Now they're still in the mix. Like, Will it be a case of nobody else said yes and you still really want to? So fine, you can do it. I don't know. Again, I think MJF's already kind of involved in the Kingdom and Roddy and Cole. I think kind of circling, I don't know. Like, do you guys feel like having the caster, that playful relationship, in addition to everything else is going on? To me, it's a lot of stuff that's dumbing MJF down. I want MJF to be the killer, like the heartless bastard that we've known from the beginning. We got Moxley punching things. That was my match. All right, all right, all right. We got a Moxley promo on the loose. They're really forces the Acclaim and MGF to team up on us. It's not coming off organic but forced. Gilly, that's what I kind of feel. I'm kind of with you on this. Like, the caster stuff doesn't belong with all the other shit that's going around. You got, Wardlow grabbing him by the throat. You got everybody and anybody wanting his belt, and there's this kind of, again, kind of like the peanut butter sandwiches. It's just this unnecessary silliness to it, right? Like, you're a grown ass man, and the interaction between you two doesn't seem like how two people would interact. But John Moxley on fire, letting OC know he's coming for that belt. As up next, Swerve Strickland, fresh out of Hangman's house. Oh, actually, it's not Swerve. It's my bad. It's the Embassy coming out for the 6-man match. I went with the first name I saw, folks. Forgive me. KJ, you can't have MJF a killer or heel because AEW doesn't have a solid baby face. That Hogan, Austin, Cena, Roman guy. But you're not wrong. I mean, to an extent, you're not wrong. So that's a valid problem that you have to overcome. There you go, TK. You've been challenged, buddy. We are back from commercial. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I think I just took an accidental pause for the cause, and hopefully I'm back and running normal, which I seem to be. I will say, I know I shit on the Young Bucks. I still think they got a wicked entrance. I can't help it. The Kansas entrance kills me every time. Well played, kids. Claudio should not be losing to him. To him. No, I mean, again, but we saw that with, like, the booking goes as the booking goes. Claudio will lose. I got mad about the Gates of Agony, who are on the screen right now, losing to Darby and Nick Wayne when that wouldn't even be a 4-second altercation in anywhere on the planet. There's those little things like that I'm like, all right. Dun, dun, dun. Well, I had to pay a ton of money so people would think they're cool. Well, I had to pay a ton of money so people would think they're cool. Okay. But MJF is picking someone who are friends as a surprise debut to team up with MJF. But MJF is picking someone who are his friends. But MJF doesn't really have friends. Remember, Adam Cole was like his first friend. Bum bum bum. Roman looks like he'll be taking a long break, so we might be seeing a new champion this Saturday. Mega, it's funny because I feel like these stories have come out in the past, and I think it's on purpose because they want you to think that maybe this could happen. If Roman is taking an extended period of time off, if we are not going to see Roman Reigns in a ring until Royal Rumble, take the belt and give it to someone else. It is best for business. Roman Reigns will be a draw when he returns. But if he's going to take that, he's already been MIA pretty much since SummerSlam. If he's going to be pretty much MIA, you're not going to be at Survivor Series, you're not going to be at Royal Rumble, or you're not going to be back till Royal Rumble. I think I've had enough. I think, you know what, as much as I support it, as much as I admit it's been the biggest thing in wrestling in the last couple of years, it's a big part of the resurgence of wrestling. But if he's not going to be there, it doesn't fucking matter. But the Young Bucks and Hangman starting off on fire for this one, folks. Get in the chat. Let me know who you're taking. Who do you predict will take this match tonight? The Bucks or the Embassy? Yay, more Ring of Honor title defenses on not on Ring of Honor. Amen, James. People get to me, it's ironic with a lot of the fans that really had issues with Becky Lynch has the NXT title. Ring of Honor's all their titles are not what title right now? I guess Athena technically is more Ring of Honor than AEW, so fine. I'll give you her. Samoa Joe we see more on AEW, defends his title more on AEW. The Bucks and Hangman, the tag champs. Again, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So it's a little bit of a hypocrisy for those who complain about the NXT situation of Dom Mysterio or Becky Lynch doing the exact same thing they're doing with the Ring of Honor belts. The only difference is WWE used those belts and that talent to get NXT over and to build the NXT fan base, which has worked. And Tony and AEW have not done that for Ring of Honor. They have added no value to Ring of Honor. The Bucks have not been on Ring of Honor since TK bought it, to my recollection. I think they appeared at a pay-per-view, but as far as the actual week-to-week show, I do not believe so, Richard. C Money. We got the Petites, first three monsters who are going to win. MJF is 1A, Ricky is 1B. Listen, Ricky Starks, yeah, I agree. I'm a big fan of Ricky Starks, and he's another guy. If his contract expires and he's able to latch on to somebody, a company, I don't want to say which one, but a company that has the marketing power like you've seen that they've put behind Jade, Ricky can do big things. Ricky could do really good things. And we all know what MJF is. MJF's one of the best, if not the best, young talent in the entire world. And again, not just from a standpoint of what he can do in the ring, but it's overall, it's the smarts behind him, the charisma, but that intelligence of, pulls out a moonsault because he's fighting Kenny Omega. But every other night, we don't kind of get that. He got a kangaroo kick over. He got a double clothesline over. The kid is a bit of a savant. I got to give him credit. Young Bucks and Hangman Page, I agree. Cage and Agony generally only show up to do a job. They got these giant three men, and they barely ever win. The Elite for the win. Thank you, John. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kyle, Hangman and the Bucks for the win, but I really like the Gates of Agony. The Gates of Agony are awesome. They're outstanding. I wish they were used more. Again, Gates of Agony kind of show you where the AEW's lacked in the tag team division for quite a while. I know WWE has taken a lot of heat for their tag team division, but AEW, you tell me what's going on in the AEW tag team division right now. Who are some of the top teams in the division? Are there any rivalries in the division? Fuck, does anybody remember who the champs are at this point? So, yeah, I mean, it's very, very interesting. But the Gates of Agony could be used. Like I always say it, Butcher and the Blade could be used. There are tag teams in this company that if you put them together in a cohesive style and gave them something, you could have more. Page up and over with the clothesline. Big boot on Cage. Bishop Kong gets dropped on his head. Hangman just taking everybody out. Ricky Starks is nowhere close to MJF's level. It's not that far behind, Steve G. Not that far behind, buddy. We're getting whose house? There's Swerve. Swerve and Nana. Oh, the Bucks might actually lose this one. As there goes Hangman. Swerve saying I was at your house. Yeah. So the Bucks are left. Are the Bucks actually going to lose their belts? Uh-oh. Oh, are we getting a title change? Are we getting a title change? What's up, my guy? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome on back. Oh, Leona's gone. Cage. Oh, no, he's down. Nick Jackson on fire. Hard to believe. Super kick on Khan. And finally, Mr. Beard, Chad Gaspar, took your soda. Give it back. Give it back. Y-O-D-A Yoda. Anyway. What's up? What's up? Hey, bud, how you doing tonight? I appreciate all the love amongst yourselves. I see Ricky as kind of a Waller-type wrestler. I feel he's greater than that. I really do. I think if booked in a way and presented in a way, Ricky Starks really could be a top-level standout wrestler. He's good in the ring, but again, it's that charisma, it's that psychology. As the Young Bucks are being taken apart, they are literally being picked apart right now, guys. What's up, Fred Bucks? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome back. Good to see ya. And that's it. We got new champs. So, the Embassy get their belts back. Embassy lost the ring. Yeah, I know. What's old is new again. There you go. There you go. New. So now we got Hangman and Swerve in the back fighting. So a lot of violence happening in the back tonight. Alexis King's first feud. I don't know. I got to see more of Alexis. I got to see what Brian Pillman Jr. can do here. Maybe just give him a few more kind of warm up, easy-ish matches to kind of build him. Got to get a better feel for him before you get him involved in something. I don't know. But the Bucks are down. The crowd is quiet. Matt Jackson tearing the place apart, I suppose. Hitting a table with a chair, hitting the ring with a chair. What is happening here? Somebody help me. What am I watching? Oh, the other ring post. What is this? Is this building up like a heel turn? What are we doing here? The crowd's quiet because I think they're confused. All right. So the Bucks are unhappy, and I think it was Matt Jackson who went a little crazy. He's going solo. There you go. Maybe that's what the call is. I don't disagree with that. I mean, could they push him solo? Yeah, why not? I mean, he's talented enough, but where do you put him in? You'll get good matches with the likes of OC, and that idea, but I don't know. We're so used to them being together. And what happens to the other Buck? I don't know. Does he take time off? I feel like that's a two-part comment, and it didn't mean shit. I've heard that Roman Reigns won't be at Survivor Series. Larry, I heard that as well. I kind of went on a bit of a tangent about that. As we are in another commercial break, folks, about to hit 1 hour live. So I thank everybody for joining me as we hit just about the halfway mark, a little under the halfway mark. But yeah, Roman should be there. I don't know why he wouldn't be there. I mean, part of me thinks you're going to set up like a bloodline / Judgment Day versus, we talked about it, the Can't Beat Romans. in a War Game match. This way Roman can sit it out and everybody just watches the War Games. But I think he should still have a presence. I think he should still be there. I don't know how you guys feel, but honestly, if Roman is done after Crown Jewel till January, give the belt to LA Knight. It's better for business. It will sell t-shirts, it will sell tickets, it will bring in viewers. He is hot as all fudge. Let him go. And again, if Roman's staying around and you got some plans, fine. But if it's just wait till Mania and like it's just all these long no champion moments, then what's the point? Going solo. Oh no, that 5'6", 150-pound man is out of control. If I found it a little tricky to take it serious. It seemed a bit ridiculous. I did. I struggled with that one. Nick got mad. They lost the belts. Sorry, I said Matt, I think, but Nick, yes. It was Nick. So, yeah, maybe this does set up a breakup between the Bucks. They're going to be mad at Hangman again for running away. I don't know, guys. I mean, you think under the circumstances they would go to the back and make sure their friend's okay, being that Swerve and 3 of his friends just went to the back. You think you'd be like, fuck, we lost. We should go make sure Adam's okay. But that's just me being picky. He would have a great feud with Jack Perry. Oh, talk about not giving any fucks at all. Jack Perry versus Jackson. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I could go with that. I don't know if I care about any of that. Like, I guess. I mean, could either one of them sell me on a compelling story? Maybe. Would they have a good match? A good match, maybe. Feud, I don't know if we can get there with those two. Oh, he was going to knock on Samoa Joe's door, but then decided not to. Yeah, very, very, very kitty tantrum. You're not wrong. So see, it feels like it's leading to the Acclaimed. Caster's got a sign. They're mad at him for being stupid. Oh, I don't know, guys. I think it's the Acclaimed. It definitely seems that way. No, the reason is because Triple H wants the talk to be about the return of Randy Orton. To me, that should add to it. I don't think Roman should stay away because I don't know. I get the idea, but I still think Roman should be present. Your champion's got to be at your 4 major pay-per-views, in my humble opinion. But the Rated R superstar in the house. Here comes Edge. Yeah, I struggle with that just a little bit because, again, I want your show to be stacked and you put it forward. Randy Orton coming back is going to be a huge deal anyway. I don't really see it, oh, well, if only we weren't talking so much about Roman. It's Randy Orton. Matt Jackson being upset felt weird. He was just hitting stuff and his brother was staring at him. Yeah, it was a little odd. It was. And again, he wasn't, if he picked up the chair and then hit the table while it was still up and everything flew off it, it's got a visual impact. When you just hit the ring post, everyone, there was no crowd reaction. Everybody was just like, huh? Now we go to Tony Schiavone in the ring. Let's say Collision and Dynamite are 2 shows. Who are your top 5 baby faces and top 5 heels on both shows? Separately, that's a big question right now, my guy. But I got Tony with, I mean, it's really hard to call it, right? But top, if I'm combining them as 1 show, not 2 shows, because that's 10 people. Tony offering up the mic to Edge. Edge putting over Tony Schiavone. There you go. There you go. If you knew all the hats that Tony wore backstage, you'd cheer even louder. And now we got a Tony chant. I'll come back around it, JV. That's a lot, but you kind of know the obvious ones. All we need is Tony. Tony should be here at some point. We'll get Tony. Come on. How do y'all think about her pulling fruit out of her draws and giving it to Tony? I got fired on yesterday. Today. I got hired at a job that pays double. Easy bake. If any of that's true, congratulations. How'd you get fired on your day off? The Bucks were and always will be overrated spot monkey D-bags that somehow Jedi mind tricked smarks in the IWC that they're better than the actually are. Let me try that again. That they're better than the actual are by riding the Bullet Club sacks. Okay, little clunky, Daniel, but I got where you were going. And at the end of the day, here's the thing. The Bucks had talent. The Bucks were good, but the Bucks at the end of the day have, when they had the opportunity to be on the big stage right here, be leaders, stand out. They told us, I will never forget the press conference. They let it be known, we are going to make this the best tag team division in the world. And where is that now? They never lived up to their hype. So it's easy when you're playing local ball to tell everybody you're the local legend. But if you can never get there and put it on when it matters, when you can't draw numbers, sell merch, or do, what you used to do, that's a problem. And that's what I feel like the Bucks, they could never live up to the hype that were created by guys like Dave Meltzer, because, they named a move after him. So he got slap happy with stars. They're not generational talents. They're good. But to me, I don't even know if they make the top 10 of best tag teams of all time. And that's just being honest. But Christian is here with Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne looking high as fuck. They don't need to have Roman for every week. I didn't say for every week, but damn, he has to be there more frequently. That's what I was saying. I'm with you, Keyshawn, 100%. Again, I don't believe in the champion being highlighted every single week and being in matches every single week. I believe you do build a spectacle, but he needs a presence. He's got to matter. And I felt like from SummerSlam to recently, the Bloodline, I got very, I kind of lost that interest in what was going on with the Bloodline. I was, he is the guy that makes the everything run. He is the guy that makes the motor go. Sorry, I'm trying to listen to Christian at the same time. It's throwing me off. Okay. If Mac Jackson goes solo, the other Jackson becomes Janetti. Hundo P. What does he do? Go babysit the children. I edge for Edge. Pause. Copeland heel turn. Edge agrees to join Sting and Darby, and then turns on Sting and Darby to join Christian. Edge will forever get a pop. Yeah, I guess. He gets a good pop. I mean, I will give you that, but I don't know if Edge moves the needle the way he once did. Nick Wayne in the ring. Lucha in the ring. Edge clearing house. I know it's Adam Copeland. I don't give a shit. I can't do it. The best father, Christian. Christian, like this, has been outstanding. Christian is at the top of his game, and I will say he is the best Christian we've gotten ever. But here comes Lucha from behind. Down goes Copeland. Down goes Copeland. I feel like Edge has had so many promos, but I lost interest in what he says. Just let us see him wrestle. If not, keep him off TV already. Edge is very similar in that regard to me as Cody Rhodes. And what I mean by that is, if you get them on TV every week and you get these longer monologues, it just you lose it, because he's saying a lot of the same things. He's a good talker, but I even felt in WWE right around that Judgment Day stuff, and before they screwed him and then after they screwed him, It was a lot of monologues. But here comes Sting! Christian Cage, love it. Stinger taking out Wayne. Here comes Darby. No music for Darby. Darby just comes running out like the pit bull. All over Christian. Edge taking out Luchasaurus. We got to fight. We got to fight. What's Edge going to do? What's Edge going to do? He's not going to do it. He did it! All right, he did it! Spear! We got a spear! He almost lost his wallet. Thank God for that 90s wallet chain. You call him a piece of shit? So Adam Copeland has snapped. He's joining the crew. Ooh, I don't know. I kind of like, who said that Edge was going to heel turn? I kind of wondered. Here's how you buy Reigns 2 months off without dropping the title tonight. Have Orton show up in Saudi and beat the hell out of Reigns the way they did to Orton. Shelf him until Rumble. I don't love it. I don't love it. Not a terrible idea. Fine, do it. But I don't love it. Especially if Orton comes back and jumps Roman. We're all going to want that payoff. So if he's out till Rumble, I think take the belt off him. Fuck it. Nick Wayne is high. The best thing about Nick Wayne is his mom. And I'd pause, but I mean it. Well, a good plan to have that. At the end, it's Edge and Christian versus Jungle Express. Kind of, sort of. Right? They just replaced Jungle Boy with Nick Wayne. That's what they should do. Bring Jungle Boy back and put him there. We got Nigel. We got Tony. So this is something to do with Europe for sure. Or maybe not. Adam and Christian never touched great booking. Yeah, did he not just hit him with a spear? Help me understand. Edge speared Christian. Or did you say that before it happened? He's talking about Christmas trees going up. What is this? At my parents' house, the tree's been up since July. Your tree's been up since birth, my friend. August 25th. We're going back to All In. Tickets going. Wait, what? Nigel, tell him all about it. I like this. He's been practicing. So the big announcement is on December 1st, the pre-sale sign-up for tickets to AEW All In will be available. That is the big announcement. That as of December 1st, tickets to Wembley will be available. Is that not a press release? Am I wrong? Is that not just simply a press release? Like, imagine Triple H walked out middle of SmackDown and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have expanded Survivor Series. We have more tickets. Go get them." Like, you don't want that. Like, you don't. That's a press release. Nigel's selling us on all the wonder that is All In. I'm really curious about next year's All In. August 25th. We will be here live. So Tony's big announcement was that you can get tickets for All In on December 1. Christmas gifts. But the Christmas tree is always up at Tony's house, clearly. Here comes Coke and Diet Coke with Jake Hager, by the way. So up next, we'll get the tag match with Kenny and Jericho. Now, I know out of 60 people watching with me, some of you out there are not going to like this, but I want to hear from you. Even if you're the most diehard of AEW fans, that is a waste of time, and that is nothing more than fucking clickbait. To me, that is clickbait. And there is a fucking huge difference between coming out and interrupting your show for an announcement that matters and a press release. If you're introducing a new title, fine, show up, tell us about the new title. You sign somebody and you want to make a big deal of it, fine. You want to welcome everybody to the new season of the show, fine. But to continually put out, I have a huge announcement, and they continually be popcorn farts of announcements, to me, it's just fucking clickbait. It is horrible, horrible clickbait. Everybody talking about the ratings being down. Everybody talking about the numbers being down. Everybody talking about how NXT beat AEW last week. I don't think they're going to do it this week, but they did it last week. To me, that's what this is. To me, it's desperation. To me, it's just hoping to pop the number. No substance. Who gives up? You couldn't have put out on... You live on fucking Twitter. You will take the time out of your life to respond to some kid with 3 fucking followers about his wrestling opinion. You couldn't have taken 2 minutes out of your day to tweet, hey guys, big news. As of December 1, go get your tickets. No, you had to put it out. You had to tease. Then you had to have this big moment. Oh, kill me. You can't tell me if you're a diehard AEW fan that you were like, that was awesome. I can't believe that just happened. Woo! I'm out later, KJ. I can't believe this. Jason. I don't know what you can't believe. Either my opinion or his announcement. I don't know. Quite frankly, don't really matter. Tony, just shut up. When are we getting an actual announcement like AEW HBO Max? Even for that, that is a press release. Think about the other companies, right? That to me is a press release. NXT 674,000. A down week. It felt like a down week. Night 1 of Halloween Havoc felt more better delivered, actually, is how I want to say that, than night 2. For whatever reason, night 2 felt a little flat. So, and the ratings kind of indicative of that. We'll see. I mean, AEW should beat that, no problem. No problem. Yeah, it's just clickbait, but unfortunately, that's business. That should have been an announcement. This is leading to TK's ultimate downfall. All his messages fall flat. It becomes the boy who cried wolf, the boy who cried announcement. Like, it really, and again, the more you do it, the more you desensitize the audience, the more you have to come up with something better. That was not a big fucking deal. I don't give 2 fucks. Not a bad rating considering people weren't at or were at parties or giving out candy mostly. Very valid point. Again, Halloween, you're up against it. Again, a bit of a dip. Dynamite should beat it handily this week. I mean, if Dynamite does 740,000 again this week, it's not that much. You guys are playing in the same ballpark, guys. I have a major announcement tonight. I finished my nachos. Yeah, fuck. Tony Khan is a great salesman. AJ, I'm going to take that as sarcasm because there's no way you can mean that. Well, you can't. You can't mean that. You can't. Tony loves to use big announcements just to reel fans in and give them something dull. It's like what Vince did when allegations came out last year, and he would say nothing but walk away. Different, Richard. And the only reason why I'm going to say and be contrary on this one is that Vince knew what Vince was about to go through, kind of being pushed to the back burner. Vince coming out last year was his FU to everybody. Like, I know he didn't say much, but to me, it still was worth it. He came out, that was his sayonara, farewell, toodles, everybody, in his own Vince little way. That's why he walked away skipping. What Tony does, like, I mean, if Vince did that weekly, we got a problem. Nobody would give a fuck. You don't move the needle. You don't get people paying attention when you pull this shit. The big announcements aren't big. And yeah, some fans out there right now, if you're, might be like, oh, that's so cool. It's a fucking press release. It is nothing to do with your weekly show. Has nothing, like, to me, this is what speaks volumes. And at the end of the day, what I think is going to kill AEW is Tony's lack of focus. Like, to me, this is Tony not focusing on the shit that's important. That shit, great. Not the most important shit going on in your world right now. There's other issues that you got to tackle, you got to address. Are you nervous that Wembley won't have the same sales as it did last year? So we put this, we do this pre-sale thing. It seems odd, but nonetheless, it's a press release. It's a press release, and continually coming on, jumping on, and I got an announcement. He might as well just come out and be like a fucking heel on the show, because it's starting to get like go home heat, completely go home heat. Stop doing this. And you know what? Let Nigel do it. You just stay the fuck home. Stay a gorilla. Shut up. Yeah, it's garbage clickbait. It is. Like everything this fucking guy does, he wants to fucking make an announcement about it. First guy in history to come out and announce that he has an announcement. I haven't paid attention to TK's big announcements since the Big Show was also making a big deal of a big announcement. It was Christian. Yeah, that was one of the ones that fell flat. And I felt bad for Christian because I really like Christian. They just overhyped it. Dude, I mean, you talk about, I know AJ said, I think tongue in cheek that Tony's a good salesman. One of the things you want to do in sales is under promise, over deliver. Like, you don't want to hype it. Oh, this is huge. This is huge. Like, and we've all been there 100 times. Like, when you oversell something to one of your buddies, hey, you got to see this. You got to see this. Come look. And you sell it to a point where you can't live up to the expectation you create. Tony consistently does that. And I think he knowingly does it. He knows that that's not this big global worldwide announcement. You got people talking about an all-woman show. You got people talking about a European tour. You got people talking about, a new pay-per-view, other things. And it was nothing. It was the equivalent of a wet fart. Just messy and unnecessary. I wish he would have announced a show in Mexico, France, or Italy. Why not? That would have been cool. If he wanted to make a big announcement, now we're going to Mexico for the first time, I could be okay with that. But yeah, we're doing a pre-sale of a pre-sale as of December 1st because it's Christmas time for so many. Even though our Christmas tree's up in July. Okay, Tony. I guess that answers the question of whether or not Tony's still living at home. But it's a big fucking home. Why leave? I don't blame him. AEW on Max would be a big deal. To me, AEW on Max is a press release, right? Like, would you expect Triple H or McMahon or Pierce or anybody to walk out on WWE programming and announce that they're moving from Fox to USA? No, it's a press release. It's a fucking press release. It's your business. The business shit, keep it business. You want to run the show? Run the show. Oh. The match is over. Jericho gets the pin. The bat is right there. Audrey, the bat is right there. There you go. So Kenny and anybody like that match? Woo! People are going, listen, I got no problem, but I want the people, like I want the diehards. I want the digital car people, the diehards, the Meltzers, the true, drank the Kool-Aid AEW fans to just be honest. That did not tickle your fancy. When you're at home thinking about all the cool things your favorite company might do, a pre-sale of a show that you're probably not going to, crazy. Oh, Don Callis addressing. I didn't think Kyle made it into the team. I thought they kind of said, no, you didn't qualify because you lost, and then he lost the game. But so Fletcher did make the Callis family at the end of the day. TV seems awkward on TV. TK's, 100%. Two weeks, they want a street fight. A street fight. Between who? Oh, my. Oh, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with this, guys. I knew TK was going to pull this shit. He has 0% focus on what the fans want. For a guy that seems to pay attention to what Twitter and what the social media fans are saying, he seems to miss a lot of it. And I think that's that tunnel vision. That's that silo. When you're only picking out the stuff that you want to hear and you attack everybody that has a different opinion than you want them to have, that's what I think happens here. That's what I think the issue is. I think that he's so focused on all the good stuff is the truth. And all, like I said, I feel like Tony's leading the wrestling woke nation where we only hear it one way, we don't want to hear anything else. That's what it feels like. Oh, they need a man. It's going to be Big Show. Where has Sammy been? They're not going to HBO Max. Whoever started that rumor was talking out of their backside. Daniel Price, I have no ability to confirm or deny. I know it was rumored. I know it's been rumored heavily. Again, with a lot of it, I don't believe it till I see it. And again, it hasn't happened. If it does happen, I don't need Tony Khan. I have a big announcement. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, dude, when this guy loses his virginity, we're going to get a big announcement. Like, fuck. It's nonstop and it's ridiculous. It's the Big Show. Yeah. We get the Big Show as we all predicted. Paul White, no more BS. Coming out as he will help. Jericho and Kenny in a street fight. One punch to Fletcher. I think Sammy's got time off to tend to the baby situation. I don't know what's happening here. Paul White is just staring at the camera. And I have to admit, he doesn't look like the Big Show of young. He doesn't look like the Big Show of young. So Callis and crew leaving out the side. So from Ontario, California, in 2 weeks, we're getting a 6-man match. Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, the Big Show, taking on the Callis family. And a lot of people thought it was going to be the Big Show. So there we go. Big Show. Now that's random as fuck. That's the big announcement. Right on the heels of the big announcement, we get a big announcement. Oh my. Jericho back together again. Absolutely. Again, no. Again, he's not who he was. I love the Big Show. But let's cut the bullshit. He's not the Big Show of 5 years ago. He's not the Big Show of 10 years ago. I don't know. This, like, Hobbs, my throat cracking. I'm so upset. Hobbs should be able to annihilate the Big Show in 2023. Big dude, big old dude. Hobbs, just a big dude. Like, it's a street fight. Yes, it is a street fight. That's how you compensate, because Big Show can't give you a match. Jericho struggles to give a match. So you do a street fight so you can compensate. And fine, so be it. I love the Big Show. I don't think the Big Show should be in this match. He is a legend no matter what, 100%. I'm not going to take that away. And again, I think a lot of the issue here becomes we talk again and again about AEW was supposed to be the cool, young, hip, exciting, up-and-coming brand. And it was. It really was. But now I got the Big Show. I got Chris Jericho. I got Jeff Jarrett. I got fucking guy after Edge, Sting. Again, it doesn't feel like the cool, young, hip company at a lot of turns here. And even the young, cool talent that were yours, like the Bucks, they're getting up there, not doing anything overly exciting. Kenny's getting up there. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yes, the Big Show is back. The Big Show is in the house. Pre-recorded match, 100%. I could definitely see it being a pre-tape. I don't think they'll do like an in-ring street fight. It will be, yeah. Again, and I give them credit. If you're going to book the Big Show, you need to do that. It's becoming the Wish version of WWE. It's really interesting. And again, I don't mean this as a negative, guys. Like, as a fan of AEW, and I almost feel like I have to tell people I like AEW at times. But as a fan of this show, started off, we're like, okay, it's okay. And then the show just progressively goes sideways. You look at this, it's like a recycling system now. And you tell me if I'm wrong. That, you see the WWE starting to scoop up young talent. Here, we'll take Pillman. We'll take Jade. Who's next? When's Starks available? When's Wardlow available? And as they're picking up that nice young talent, on the end of that spectrum, there's talent that the WWE no longer wants to book. RVD, Sting, Ric Flair, Chris Jericho. Wait, what? Young Bucks are here. Oh, shit. All right, so are we getting a Bucks heel turn? Whew, I'm out of breath. AEW has become WWE 2.0. I wouldn't go that far yet, but Tony does have to acknowledge what he's doing, right? Highlight the Wardlows, the Hobbs is, some of this talent that you have that didn't come from WWE. And I know my partner in crime often says WCW, and that's what it feels like. Hogan washed up, Macho Man washed up, Rick Rude washed up, and all these guys washed up onto the WCW shore. And that's what feels like is happening here. I'd rather see up-and-coming talent utilized on AEW than Edge. There's exceptions. I think Christian's been great. But you can't have, the whole show is becoming that. Attitude Era Wednesday Night Wednesday, done poorly, though. Not done as good as it could. Heel turn, you called it. Yeah, I'm going with you, man. It looks like he's going heel. Given Jericho's a baby face, he called him a prick, going against it. Woo! Here comes Hikaru Shida. You heard me. By Hikaru Shida coming to the ring, taking on Willow Nightingale tonight. Folks, if you're new here, we take a prediction for all the matches. We take a rating at the end of the night, so stay to the end. Let us know how you felt about the show. Don't be shy. Don't be quiet. Get in the chat. We cover more live wrestling than anyone else out there, and we are the wrestling friends you cannot get in the real life. Make sure you join the family. Make sure you be a part of the live streams. Make sure you enjoy all the fun. We are going straight all 7 days this week. into next week. We got so much coming your way. And Brunch with the Boys, Saturday. I almost forgot. Do not forget Brunch with the Boys. 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be live. So roll out of bed, roll on to stream. Whew. Anyone else tired? All right, let's go back. Yeah, big shout out to... Yeah, you called it. You did call it. Tony Khan is a media devil. Richard, I want to know what you mean by that. Do you mean that endearingly? Because I'm struggling with that. But right now, we're kicking this one off. Relax. Everyone enjoy MJF day one as champ. His contract ends this year after Switchblade. Samoa Joe gets a rematch and wins. MJF WWE 24. Smooth T. Looking long-term. There's some long-term storytelling. Quite possible. Now, I did hear rumors. And listen, I truly think that if Tony Khan hasn't just given Maxwell Jacob Friedman an entire dump truck full of cash, and this whole I might leave the company is a work, I think Tony's missing. Like, instead of announcing pre-sales for Wembley, he should be making sure that man is locked up until 2035. If he gets a chance to become a free agent, oh my God, he is the center of AEW's universe right now. He is the center of everything that matters in this show. And if they lose him, there's nothing out there an AEW fan's going to tell me, oh, it's no big deal, or we don't need him anyway. And you have to admit that that's a hole in the boat. That's iceberg straight ahead. Dun, dun, dun. Sheeta for the win. This show is WCW 2000. Yeah. Like the bad logo WCW. I want Timeless to interrupt. I want Timeless on screen. I want to know what she's going to do tonight, but we'll see. I don't know why she just... I mean, again, her losing the belt allowed her to this new character arc where she can take it to a new direction. I'm okay with that. I think that works really well. But I would like her to get back there. Just let her be the champ. To me, she's the most unique character you got in your women's division. A lot of people were hoping that we're going to announce an all-woman show, which I don't quite know if their depth is there yet. Some people are going to tell me, oh, you're crazy. But from what I see every week on the TV, I don't know if you can do 100% a women's show and that it would get views. I don't know. I want it to be there, but I don't think it is. But I'm in picture right now, folks. AEW's been WWE light for a while as they make the same mistakes of the dying days of WCW and Dixie Carter mismanagement of TNA. Again, it's hard not to think that way, guys. And again, I will reinforce, I'm a fan of the product. I'm a fan of the company. I'm so grateful that Tony Khan gave us an alternative to WWE, because if he hadn't, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now talking about wrestling, because I had given up on wrestling. I couldn't handle the Vince McMahon 50-50 bullshit booking. Oh, here comes Brock, give him the belt. Oh, here comes Ronda, give her a belt. Here's Charlotte, give her a belt. I was tired of it, and Tony came along and changed the game. And then the game changed the game. Shout out Triple H. So at the end of the day, I think that AEW just isn't quite what it was set out to be. That initial early days mission statement, I don't think they're living up to that original press conference, that original statement. Do they do alternative stuff? Yes. Do they do stuff that WWE is not willing to do? Yes. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're the healthy alternative. It's just you're different. And by definition, kind of the same thing. But to me, it's not. The alternative is something I want to watch because you're offering compelling alternative to what I'm already seeing. Giving me something else that's just not good doesn't allow it to be an alternative. It just allows it to be a different, not great product. We want whatever Timeless takes out of her. I was waiting for Tony Schiavone. I was watching him. Is he going to take a bite? Is he bold enough on screen to take a bite? Will he do it? I don't know. He didn't. From what I've seen, I did not see him take a bite. But I think that's My knee-jerk reaction instantly, she pull it out and hand it. It's getting a big old chunk bitten right out of it. Fuck it. FOD is great. 50-50 split. Of course, Bobby. Give us the Cody answer. KJ, if MJF makes the jump, he has to win the Rumble. If MJF makes the jump, he will be a superstar. He will be presented as a superstar. You think Jade's treatment is exceptional? What they will do with MJF will be turned up, and they will make sure everybody knows. And I do think it will be strapping the biggest of rockets to his back and sending him far beyond the moon. I think with the marketing giant that the WWE is, there is nothing but money to be printed with MJF in that company. Tony's got him. Tony can utilize him. Tony can get the best out of him. I don't know if we're getting the best MJF right now. I don't. I just don't. Oh, what else we got? The heel Bucks, we always knew they were. Yeah, but are they going to be convincing heels? Like, they got to really dig in. They really, really got to be dicks, and they got to sell us on it, and they got to make it believable. They got to get it over. Willow lost the eyeliner. The Julia Hart effect didn't work on her. Yeah, it seemed to reduce, and she kind of went back to just even last week where she was arguing with Julia, not Julia Hart. She was arguing with Sky Blue, and I almost called her Cora Blue. But when she was arguing with Cora Blue, you noticed the difference in Cora. See, I did do it. Sky Blue's eyeliner was getting thicker by the minute. Hakura for the win. Hickory for the win. I like it. I got that one. If Max leaves, you're lucky to get 300,000 viewers. It'll be a huge hole. And again, I don't believe that the Young Bucks and some of the other originals are moving the needle enough to save it. I don't. But then again, they lose MJF. Maybe they sign Drew McIntyre. Who knows? I like it. Sheeta, firing back, as they point out. What's up, Resident Evil? How you doing? I'm back, Bobby. Good to see you. Kenny, I feel like it's been a minute. How you doing, buddy? Tony is smart. He has to get Tony some kind of sponsorship. Her character is so damn good. See, I'm kind of with you. And I said it last week. I wasn't willing to give up on her yet. I know some people want to give up on her. I just think there's a thin line with her. What's up, Greg? How you doing? But at least she's unique. At least she's bringing some je ne sais quoi to the whole event. They're bringing something worth watching. Willow's got Sheeta up. Sheeta wiggles free. Big fist. Sheeta has been real sloppy recently. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the Sheeta I know. And I like Sheeta. It sounds weird to say. MJF would not go to WWE. He'd get exposed over there and flounder badly. He'd wind up in mid-card. I completely and utterly disagree. Daniel Price, just like when he gets him booked in matches with like a Kenny Omega and he starts busting out things that we never see him do, I think you're underestimating the talent that is MJF. I really do think you're underestimating MJF with that comment. I don't think he'd flounder anywhere he'd go. He could go anywhere. You name the company, he'd find a way to get himself over. I think he's that good. What's up, Sheeta? We live. We always live. To say because Vince or Triple H has the billions will make MJF anything he can't refuse. Again, I mean, this is the one funny thing about Tony is willing to overpay. We know of other athletes that wanted money from WWE that WWE wasn't willing to give them. So that is the interesting thing is, even like a Adam Copeland, you know what? We're going to bring you in as a special interest. You're not going to be a regular book guy. Well, Tony's going to pay me more and let me be a regular book guy. And I work less than I used to. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. It's why FTR didn't leave. You work. How often does FTR work? 3-4 times a month. We don't have house shows. What, how often do they get booked by Tony Khan? Big Katana, is that what they call it? All right, we got a winner. Not a bad match. Halloween is over. Yes, it is. I love when people follow along. MJF is 27. He's not even if he is signed a 3-year deal for a boatload of cash, he could still go to WWE in his prime of his career and do a different legacy stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Even with a Jade, or we talked about it with Hook. Like Jade, if she doesn't like what's happening in WWE, she makes a boatload of money, gets booked like shit, goes back to Tony, gets more money, and life is good again. Right? So if MJF goes there and it doesn't work out, and vice versa. But here comes Timeless. As much as Sheeta hates it, and I like that they're at least selling us on Tony is getting under Sheeta's skin. I think it works. I think I like it. Whew. Pounced by Willow. Sheeta says, I've had enough of this shit. Luther. Oh, she knocked her. Wait, what? Oh! Shining Wizard on the stage. And holy shit. Spotlight Stealer is what Tony yelled out as we go to commercial break. I think. No, we're in black. I thought we went to commercial. We didn't. What is happening? Julia Hart's back. And she fucking with Willow. Shit happening everywhere. Big cheer for Julia. How you doing? Now, wait. Are we going to get Sky Blue? Are we going to get Sky Dark? Sky Purple? Sky Black, I guess? Would have been the easy answer. There she is. Oh, no. Here comes the turn. Here comes the turn. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Sky Blue. She missed Julia. She missed Julia. It was a ruse. Spit in her face. Stupid girl, I curse you. Tony has a now way in God's name. No way in God's name what WWE has. Tony has no way in God's name. What? So what was TK's big announcement? He's having a baby. Yeah. He's having Jericho's baby, apparently. No. His big announcement, again, is that the show in August of 2024, they're going to do a pre-sale sign-up as of December 1, so you can give the gift of All In to your friends and family. That's the big announcement, guys. And I'm sorry. I mean, I don't give a shit. It's ridiculous. Tony's overusing Lights Out. I mean, on Collision, I think we had like the lights went out a lot on Collision this week. KJ, do you know if TK is married? I don't know his status. I have no idea. I don't want to be rude, but I'd be shocked. I mean, he's rich, so anything's possible. I mean, you look past a lot of shit if somebody's loaded, I suppose. He's too young to be a sugar daddy. Oh, for fuck's sake. Wait, what? No. 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 Wait, who said that earlier tonight in the chat? Who's out there? Was it who gave us the thought that Jeff Jarrett would potentially team with MJF tonight? There's no way they're doing that. Sanjay, Jeff Jarrett, the Giant, Karen, all enticing MJF after having issues with the Acclaimed. Adam just told Roddy to shut up. Wild slap nuts appear. Somebody called it earlier, and I thought it was just bullshit. So if any way, shape, or form Jeff Jarrett's involved in this, I will have to admit it's going to be very fucking unfortunate. I can't do it. I can't. Oh my God. If it's Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Sanjay Dutt or the Giant versus what the fuck? FTR don't have contract AEW. I do not believe that's true. I do believe they signed a 4-year deal in March, April. Remember when they took some time off to think about it? From my understanding, and I think Dax out of his mouth, they signed a 4-year contract. So unless they find a way to wiggle out of it, or there was a clause that said you book us like shit, we can leave, they're stuck. They're stuck, as far as I know. Slap nuts. Keyshawn! I blame you, man. I blame you for this one. Strong's new gimmick is yellow people's name. Here's a question for everybody out there. Is it interesting to you that the most interesting guy in the faction is the guy that's on the phone, the guy that's on the video chat, not the people there? Like, for the people there to be cool, they got to call the cooler guy. It's just my view, just my take on it. If it's Jeff Jarrett, I'll be pissed. Again, the Acclaim kept throwing it out, never happened. Yes, AJ, we are on a commercial break. I don't imagine we got too many left on this one. A little bit of time left on the clock. The main event should be coming up. Does TK actually own AEW? No, his father does. I think. I don't know. I didn't see the paperwork, Kyle. So honestly, that would be me talking out of my ass, and I don't want to be one of those guys that give you facts or give you bullshit as facts. I believe that TK's name is on the ownership somewhere. I do believe that Time Warner has some ownership in it. I think why TNT and TBS are completely okay with how this show's going is they have some investment in this company. I believe there's something to that. I believe they are making money off Tony Khan. But ultimately, I mean, again, if Shad Khan gave the money to TK, it's his money. He bought it. Doesn't mean his daddy owns it. I wonder if his dad's name is on the paperwork as well. I'm pretty sure it is for the two football teams, the NFL and the soccer. Ooh, it should be House of Black. That'd be cool. I don't know how you tie it to MJF, but I mean, it's better than anything. Anything's better than Jarrett, guys. It cannot be Jarrett. Whoo, Bobby, come on now. That'll get you off the fence, won't it? I pray it's Jarrett. I hate you so much right now. Does TK actually own AEW? I answered that. If it's Jeff, yeah, I think I'm with you. It's Strong's new gimmick. Yeah, we got that one. Let's roll down. I would not blame you if Jeff Jarrett is the final match that you end the show early. Oh, I would not blame you if you end the show early. We've only ever ended a show early once. And we've never done it to AEW. So I don't expect tonight to be the night. But if I was ever tempted, my guy, it might be Jeff Jarrett teaming with MJF. How fucked and like nonsensical is that? I like Strong's gimmick. I do not hate Strong's gimmick. Again, I think if they could keep it in the realm of I'm an adult and the yelling out the names, that's fine. I'm all for over-the-top gimmicky shit in wrestling. I don't love the slow motion, peanut butter and jam sandwich fucking segments. But if he's just like this heelish guy, again, I think it's got to lead to more stuff in the ring. Remember, Roddy was in the tournament, and then Roddy stopped wrestling for a month. And the way the neck gimmick gets over is if he rolls in the ring and causes trouble. Or here's an idea, TK. Book the Kingdom. Here come the Acclaimed. They're beeping the shit out of Max Caster. Just some New Japan rejects and some ass boys. They beeped the shit out of whatever happened before. Yeah, no, Hogan. No, Hogan should have been his first call, actually. What is the worst gimmick AEW? Roll the dice. I mean, there's a few gimmicks I really don't like. I mean, I'm not even Danhausen is not even that over with me. So I don't know what we're gonna do with that. What is in the big garbage bag? Did he get his belt back? That doesn't make sense. So after everything, it will be the Acclaimed that are here. Like clearly they're here. So a little anticlimactic on that. Oh, they got him a purple Burberry scarf and a t-shirt that says "Scissor Me." So MJF went from "I hate you, I hate you, I hate you" to "Let me wear the apparel." That was a quick turn. Quick turn for the champ. World ends Saturday, December 30th. We will be here live for that one. Tickets go on sale this Friday if you are in the Long Island region. MJF does not choose the Acclaimed or Jarrett, so Adam Copeland will be MJF's partner. And wrong answer, Richard. Find it interesting he changed to the highest selling wrestling show in Wembley history. Not a big accomplishment. Only one other promotion to do a show at Wembley in 40 years. TK poking WWE again. A little bit, but again, it's one of those things that if you're in the know, if you know your shit, if you're in WWE, if you're one of the wrestlers, if you're us out here paying attention, then you know it's bullshit. You know it's smoke and mirrors. Because the problem with Wembley now is it's almost like you could do nothing all year and we're going to have a big Wembley show. And I think TK is going to learn a big lesson. I mean, he's got a tall order. He's got to go back to Wembley. And will it lack? Will there be a little bit less urgency to buy those tickets if you know he's coming every year with this show? Can you hold out until you know the card's going to be booked better? Will you wait to see how many other people go? It's very interesting. But to me, everything around Wembley has to be good. And I would argue it hasn't been great. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, it's not like he'll don the shirt and wrestle with the Acclaimed. Book it. So it ends up being the Acclaimed. Jay White, MJF starting it off. I will take your predictions. Who you got? Who do you got? Who do you got? MJF turning on the Acclaimed makes no sense. It would not be a shocker. He doesn't like him, so I wouldn't even be like, oh my God. To me, Richard, that's not much of a shock. To me, it would be really kind of silly. MJF with the pink scarf. What the hell is the world coming to? The pink Burberry. I can already hear Big Nick ordering one for himself. Got to get that pink Burberry. I think it's marginally successful for TK. The UK doesn't get a lot of wrestling, and if they wanted to watch it live, they'd be staying up to 3 a.m. 100% Gilly. Got a lot of friends and family on the other side of the pond, and yeah, it's tough because they always get in the show in the morning or watching the replays. So yeah, I think you have an opportunity there, but even that wears out. You can't just lean on that. Well, they never see us. They're going to be thrilled. It doesn't always work. Put the Acclaimed in WWE, and I think Canada proves that, actually, by the way, Gilly, is again, we don't get a lot of the wrestling. We get more than most countries because we're right here. But even, when they did their summer tour in Canada, that the interest wasn't great. 1,200 tickets in Hamilton. I mean, Hamilton's small. You had 3 other shows in the same week. You got to be careful. Put the Acclaimed in WWE, take Billy out, and put Cena, and they'll be the hottest team in wrestling. Very interesting take. I like Billy. But Billy's in the ring against his son. Tries the arm drag. Not today, says old man. Oh, missed the elbow drop. Austin Gunn throwing jabs. MJF Acclaim for the win. Yeah, I see your point. I mean, I'm not saying, and I really do. I hope they pack the building. I hope they give us the best card they can find. And that's where I just felt like, but you can't lean on it. And it can't be your sole focus. You really, really got other shows, other pay-per-views. And I would highly recommend that Tony Khan, now he already said he's not going to do it, but I recommend that Tony Khan separate All Out and All In. All right? I know he wants to make it an annual kind of week thing of we went from All In to All Out. But I don't know if that's great for your fan base or your booking or your storytelling, which again is critical at best. Has been criticized at best. Wembley drew 71K, not 81K. TK is a big fat liar. You're a phony. Big fat phony. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Our streaming impact, Turning Point, KJ. Yeah, Friday. It's going to be here. We're going to have Turning Point on triple header Friday. We got Rampage, SmackDown, and Turning Point. And then, why not do a triple header and then come back the very next morning, give you everybody Crown Jewel. We'll be here for 4+ hours for Crown Jewel. We'll be back for Collision. Times don't stop. The wrestling don't stop. We don't stop. And then we'll be back on Sunday for the Dirt Sheet debates. If you haven't seen the Dirt Sheet debates, go check it out. It's a new thing we're trying. We're just getting into it. We're just getting it off the ground. We'd love for viewers to watch and give us their feedback. But myself and Big Nick and maybe some guests at times take the Dirt Sheet rumors and we toss them up and debate them, talk about them, and throw them out there for the people. So go check that out. Plus, we get I don't even know what to call it anymore. We were getting our monster shows, but we get the Anthony Luna Lounge on Sunday nights. We'll be back as well. I think this week they're as requested by Keyshawn. We are going to do the fish market match, or they are going to do the fish market match. I won't be here. I'll be napping. Scissor me, MJF. MJF Acclaim for the win makes sense. By the way, how have you been lately, KJ? Good, I hope. Paul, I'm always good. This is what I do. And thank you for asking. But things going well. Can't complain. We will get Jericho versus Ospreay 2 at Wembley 24. I fucking hope not. And again, that's to me, where the fan base can kind of push back on TK a little bit. I think because you've already done this and a big percentage of your fan base has already bought those tickets to last year's. This year, they can kind of wait. What are you going to put on the card? Because my argument was Jericho Ospreay wasn't the best Ospreay match you could have done for us. I know a lot of people liked it. Oh, it was a pretty good match. I just watched Ospreay versus Mike Bailey. You tell me that even comes close. You tell me Ospreay Jericho is even in the conversation of Ospreay Kenny Omega, Ospreay Mike Bailey, Ospreay Zack Sabre Jr. You really think that? I'd love to hear that argument. And that's what I wanted at Wembley. I want Ospreay Kenny. I want Ospreay and the best of the best. I want it to be that mania of you don't have to shove everybody in your company on the show. The best of the best put on the best show possible. The Bang Bang Gang for the win. Interesting. MJF. How is MJF not going for the scissors? He can restart the match where MJF picks his real partners next week. I don't think that'd be really fucked up if that's how it worked out. I don't see that happening, Richard. Ospreay won't be around for All In. He is WWE bound. Juicy. I like it. Possible. He's exploring his options. He's going to be another man that's smart enough to leverage these companies against each other to maximize his payout. Osprey to WWE, I'm all for. But no matter what company he goes to, there's a lot there for him. Everbless. Sorry I'm late. Do you think Adam Cole should turn heel? And do you think Shelton Benjamin should go to Impact Wrestling or AEW or sign with WWE again? It all depends. Could I see the WWE bringing Shelton in as a producer, maybe spot him into TV a little bit? Yeah. If he's not ready for that in his career, I think Impact is the best place for Shelton Benjamin to go. Again, a little more consistency in the booking, a little more continuity. I think will suit Shelton better. Coming to AEW, I think he'll just get lost in the shuffle. It'll be like, oh my God, Shelton's here. And then just back to catering. We'll book you once every 2 months. We've seen that too often with the signings. So my recommendation, if Shelton wants to continue to wrestle consistent and be in good shit, Impact Wrestling is where I would go. All the Impact fans out there just cheered a little. Yay! Wait, there was more to that. Oh, Adam Cole heel? Yeah, I think Adam Cole's the double. Until otherwise proven, I'm convinced that Adam Cole's the double. A no-hitter going in the World Series. Hagen. I like it. I like it. Now they're trying to get MJF for the group scissor. MJF reluctant. And the Bullet Club yank him out. Cough, cough, Keith Lee. I think big selling point to all other companies is that you don't have to be on the road as much. 100%. I think that was a big factor. We talked earlier, Chair, about FTR, and I never fault anybody's life choices because I struggle to make my own choices and figure out what direction to go in. For me, FTR had the opportunity to be at home more. If you're only involved in 5 shows a month, if you only wrestle twice a month, your home life is better. If you're not doing house shows and traveling all the fucking time, if you can stay home for 3 weeks and then fly out to Kansas, Idaho, wherever the fuck you are, St. Louis for a weekend or for a Wednesday, shoot 2 shows and then leave. That's got to be a big factor. And I do feel like, and from the reports I've read, though I can't confirm or deny factually, but the reports I've read is Tony is willing to pay guys more money than they ever anticipated or expected. And I wonder if that ever dries up. Will Osprey impulsively getting tattoos of false stats on himself since 2020? That's a funny one. I think it matters what Osprey wants out of the wrestling biz. If he wants to be famous, WWE is the place. But if he can make a great living just wrestling with AEW and probably paid more. Again, yeah, personal preference. 100%. It all depends. Are you a Jade that wants that big platform, that giant stage, that huge marketing machine behind you? Or are you an Edge that wants to keep wrestling? He doesn't care that it's a smaller stage. He doesn't care that it's a smaller fan base. Actually, that might have even enticed certain people like an Adam Copeland and Edge of, yeah, we're 2,000 now. But if I leave this company in a couple of years and we're in front of 10,000, I'm going to feel pretty good about that. So there's pros and cons to both. And the fact that both these companies exist, it's great for us. It's been great for the fans. I wish the fans weren't so crazy insane, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're not used to having all this debating. We had like 15 years of nothing to debate. But everybody's fighting on the outside. Jay White's back in the ring. Oh. They kind of threw Billy into the guardrail. Kinda. MJF just standing on the apron waiting for a tag. Max Caster, sorry. Oh no, Billy came back. This is Interesting, guys. How are we feeling about this main event right now? It feels a little all over the place. Hey, the rumors are that Matt Riddle is going to AEW, and do you mind if I be a moderator? Uh, Matt Riddle going to AEW is highly possible, highly likely. They have announced that Matt Riddle will be making his return, and he will be returning to take on RVD, not in AEW. But and as far as being a moderator, yeah, there's a line, so we can always talk about that one day. AEW is waiting for MJF to walk away. You think? I don't know. I think they want. I don't. Oh, we got the tag to MJF. Jay White rolls out of the way. Juice takes the clothesline. No hitter over. Shit. I also think with signing with AEW or Impact, the ability to wrestle for like AAA, AAA, New Japan, GCW, and other places at any time. Again, that's an acquired thing. You know, for an Adam Copeland, did he sign so he could do a bunch of indie shows? No, but freedom is a good thing, right? Like at AEW, Tony Khan does offer a level of freedom. Some would argue maybe a little too much at times, but again, if you still want to go to Japan, if you still want to go to Mexico, AEW does offer that. WWE does have their exclusive rights and are very protective of their talent for obvious reasons. But we got the kangaroo. This game is good. You didn't say match, you said game. So I'm assuming the baseball. Ospreay is the biggest free agent to hit the market in a long, long time. In my opinion, he's currently the best wrestler in the world. WWE will put up they'll put up every penny. Jay White just pinned Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Every penny when it comes down to it. I agree with you, dude. I agree that they're smart and they'll spend the money. I think they're smart enough. When we talk about, well, they let so-and-so go or that person go, it's about managing their money. We're not just giving everybody big contracts. If we don't feel like you're worth it, like for Sasha Banks, you want Charlotte Flair money, but we don't think you're at that level, you can walk on, sister. And she did. But Jay White pins MJF. The match was all right. The ending is fine by me. This is what I felt should have happened last week. I thought Juice should have actually won the ring as more of an insult. Beat the baby face down. Beat the baby face down. But who's going to help MJF? The Acclaimed apparently suck. Oh, here comes Caster. Here comes Billy. Here comes Bowens. So maybe they don't suck that bad. They just suck enough to let them lose. JV, you might have spoke too soon. I think MJF's about to get his belt back, even though he lost. But I'm okay with Jay White getting the win. Damian, the main event has just wrapped. MJF got pinned by Jay White. Now MJF is battling to his feet. Jay White's got the belt. And Max Caster about to take the shot for the buddy. Caster took the bullet, saved MJF. Jay White rolls out, runs away with the belt. And I don't quite understand that. And to my buddy JV's point, if you just ended the night with the Bullet Club standing over over MJF and the Acclaimed with their hands raised high, that's how you go off the air. That's your cliffhanger. That's your holy fuck. The Bullet Club just got one over on MJF. The additional stuff to me took away from that. MJF needs a partner. That one's very interesting. I think the crowd is chanting bullshit and everybody's checking on Caster. The refs yelling at the Bullet Club to go away. Overbooking, yeah. See? They had it. They nailed it. Now Billy's giving MJF shit. Like, to me, this takes away from the story that is trying to be told. So right now in this moment, what is most important? MJF's relationship with the Acclaimed or MJF's title on the line against Jay White? What's the focus right here, right now? That's my take. And I'm all ears if you think I'm wrong. If we go off the air, MJF still looks upset, obviously. Yeah, no. Caster giving MJF a hug. Whoo! Tell me if I'm wrong. Does this not, if the show just ended with Jay White and the Bullet Club standing over all four of these men, Jay White holding the belt up, I'm the real champion, I'm the next champion, is that not the best cliffhanger, best way to end the show? If you think I'm wrong, let me know. And I know some people out there will scream and yell into their microphones, and that's how they prove they're right. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to scream and yell into this microphone. I want to know what you think. Am I crazy to think just cut it short? Simple, easy peasy. You literally just made the handshake or the scissoring between Caster and MJF and the rest of the Acclaimed more important than the fact that Jay White just pinned your champion. You tell me if I'm wrong. If that makes me an AEW hater, fuck it. If that makes me a Tony Khan hater, so be it. But what is the most important visual that we got left with tonight? Thank you, Steve G. MJF becomes so weak. I agree. And I'm okay with him looking weak. That's why looking weak properly. Like he's bullied. He's beaten up. The bigger army is taking him out. That's what I'm struggling with MJF. If he loses to Jay White tonight, which he did, gets caught up in the misdirection, Jay White gets one and just demeans him. You want to, everyone out there except CM Punk has seen a Rocky movie. You want the champion, you want the hero as deep and dark into a hole, pause, as you can get them before the triumphant return. Take his ring, take his belt, beat him up, beat him, beat up his friends. And that's it. That's how you get Jay White over. Jay White just got completely overshadowed, and a lot of people have been talking about Jay White's booking. That's a perfect example of how they're fucking that up. Thank you. Man, I agree. Look, again, I like it. AEW needs an enforcer. Yeah, Arn Anderson. Good stream. Thank you. I'm trying to get back to a couple of these. I will say last call. So if you're throwing a comment in, throw it in. I will answer whatever's in the chat. But other than try not to give me too many novels as I get out of the door here and back at it tomorrow. The ending of the night on a bullshit chant. 100%. 4 out of 10. Billy Gunn with the promo on MJF. Yeah, cut it hard. Shot on him. It was good, though. That wasn't good. It should be Jay White. I agree with you. I know Daniel, but imagine. Yeah, well, we'll find out on that one. I think this story is ridiculous. Logically, the company would step in and say, Jay, that's your title. You have to give it back to Max. True. And generally, when they've done it in the past, it's not the first time someone's yanked someone else's title, but then you find a way that the champion gets it back. Right? Like, even if you have a moment where, see, you don't really have an authority figure on the show, so it's a little harder. But say, Tony Khan says, somebody mandates, Jay, you got to give that belt back, but he doesn't want to give that belt back. The champion finds a way to get it back. Like Jay White's in a match and the champion comes out. Or, like tonight, right? Like you find a way sooner than later because, yeah, it should be like it's stupid. Like that part of it gets silly. But with everything else going on, we had Adam Cole, Roddy. There was no progression there. The Masked Man, I don't know how the Masked Man fits into this. And as much as I keep saying it, folks, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it just feels like scrambled eggs. It's scrambled eggs booking. And there is no conciseness to it. And you had a real opportunity. JV said it. Oh, perfect ending. Oh, fuck. They kept going. See you Friday. Appreciate it. 5 out of 5, 5.7, 0. Well, that's a little harsh. 5.5, 6. I'm going to agree with Chair. I'll go 6. I liked a few things in there, so not all bad. A lot of older wrestlers. The Big Show coming out didn't impress me. The announcement was lackluster. Actually, I'm going to take a point away for the announcement. So 5. I'm going to go 5 because the announcement pissed me off. Again, it's overselling and under-delivering. That's what I think we're getting here with this show lately. And I know internally they think they're killing it, but I mean, I'm all ears. I know you guys are going to turn into some YouTubers that tell you how amazing tonight's show was. Come talk to me. I want to have the conversation. What am I missing? How do I watch that and go, that's amazing? And then watch WWE and say, this is completely shit and it's over the top and nobody cared. Then come on now. Like, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. 0, no Trish. Fair enough. 5, numbers game caught up to MJF. Actually, they were even. The scissoring was most important. It's a bigger arc. Champs get pinned all the time in non-title matches, especially in go-home shows. Seen that before. Are you saying it should have been most important, or that it was most important? Like I think you're with me, but yeah, I get it. No, I don't get what the bigger arc is with that. But yeah, champs shouldn't get pinned all the time. And again, I think you need to find a way to make Jay White feel more of a badass, more of a legitimate threat. The long-winded promos haven't done it. So, yeah, that's my take. I can only John, welcome. How many times has AEW done this, though? Just keeps shooting themselves in the foot. That's what it feels like. And again, I will make this very short and sweet because I've been here for a while, but I got back into wrestling because AEW offered something else. When I first started watching it, it was crazy. It was exciting. It was all over the place. Maybe some of the storytelling wasn't great, but some of it was really good, and I enjoyed it. I liked Jericho's first run as champion. I liked, or his only run as champion. I liked where the company was going, and I just feel like 2023 like hasn't been that for this company. It's been a lot of what we just saw. A lot of overbooked, shooting yourself in the foot. You have all the ingredients and you just can't pull it off. You can't deliver a clear, concise program. There's a lot of shit, repetitive shit, shit that doesn't matter. There's just a lot of shit. And tonight was an example of that. Tonight was a mess. Even the main event as a match, if you ignore all the side stuff, who out there thought the main event, the 8-man tag was a good 8-man tag match? I'll wait. 5.2, 5.75, 5.5, 6. I got that one. KJ, you're correct. AEW is the home of old school wrestlers to wrestle again. Again, it's just, listen, and it's great to an extent, but was anybody like, holy shit, look at the Big Show? Did the Big Show not look like the old show? I love the guy, a legend, Hall of Famer. But did he not look like the old show? Did he not look like a little man booby, a little saggy in the eyes? Am I crazy? Is that the big, like, that's the Big Show, the big help that's going to take out this young bull in Powerhouse Hobbs? I don't know. It does not make sense for MJF to be chasing his title. Hey, welcome. P.S. Pitchford. I think that's a new name in our chat. Good to see you. And yeah, to an extent, I agree with that. It does, and again, if you're gonna do it, I think you got to dig into it. You gotta have Jay White stand over him. You got to have Jay White rub it in his face. But yeah, generally the champion doesn't chase his own belt. He does find a way to get it back. Impact tomorrow. Actually, Damien, I'll come back to that one. That's a good one. I'll start because we will be here live for that, and I'm not sure what's on it. AEW is becoming the wrestling rest home crew a little bit, and you got to be straight up about it. Again, you're signing people again that the WWE wasn't invested in. You didn't steal Adam Copeland from WWE. They made him an offer, and Tony made him an offer that they weren't willing to make. If he went back to WWE and said, listen, I want to work every week, WWE said, no, sorry, we love you, but that's not where you're at in our process. We have all this young talent that we're building up. And Tony said, I don't care about our young talent. Come play. And that's the difference. I got a question. Do you think Roman will ever turn face again? Roman's kind of on that, like, he still gets cheers. Like, people do love Roman to an extent. Could he go back? Absolutely. You'd have to do it very carefully. The swagger and attitude that Roman has now, I think he could pull it off a lot better than he did back then. He was too rehearsed, he couldn't remember a script. It was clunky. It was ugly. 6 out of 10. I know Raw has been dull as of late, but Dynamite has been the same. So much uninteresting wrestling. Richard, I can kind of go with you on that. Tuesdays and Fridays are my fave. And it was Saturday. Saturday's starting to dwindle for me, though. The last couple Saturdays, I'm struggling a little bit. Even though, listen, we got MJF Kenny last week, so I can't be too picky. I love 2019 AEW better. So much fun. I love all AEW since came out, but 2019 was the best. Again, you get away with the nostalgia. You get away with that new kid on the block vibe, right? Like, oh my God, this is new. This is exciting. But if you don't find a way to manage the storytelling, and when you got people like Meltzer saying, well, Tony Khan's Booker of the Year, now we're in year 4 or 5, and Meltzer's going, oh, wait, maybe not. It doesn't help. I think the fan base being open and honest about what the fuck they're truly watching. Tony had it. He had a good ending and shot himself in the foot. Sky Blue and Julia Hart story is getting really interesting. A little bit. Except we thought they were going to team up. Now they're going to go against each other. Sky Blue wasn't getting evil, even though she was acting evil for 3-4 weeks. Interesting. I don't know. To me, it made more sense in how they were telling it. It was just a ruse. It was just a ruse. I can excuse Juice losing to MJF, where you tell the story that MJF might blur the babyface line in order to win. Okay, cool. But MJF taking the pin to Jay White, perfect. The rest should have been done dark. 100% with you. I can concede MJF losing last week or winning last week because, like, you're right. I see it one way, but I could see the other as MJF gets built up. You kind of play with that, like he's willing to go there kind of idea. Jay White hitting the pin tonight. You go off the air with the Bullet Club looking like badasses, like they're dominant. You know, when people get sick of seeing the Judgment Day do that, I want to get sick of watching the Bullet Club do that. If they were just fucking dominant and you were like, oh shit, they're about to whoop somebody's ass. Doesn't happen. The old show is the problem. Jeff Jarrett, all problem. Jay Leto's all problem. Jay Lethal, maybe. Too many old guys asking to have big matches. But again, it's up to Tony. When you talk about Booker of the Year, you got to assess your talent. And when you're booking Jeff Jarrett more than anybody else on your roster, there's a problem. Simple. I wonder how many people left after Dynamite and said F Rampage taping. Very good question. I imagine it could be a good amount. I remember when the crowd was hot for every match in AEW. Do you remember that? I do. I remember bigger crowds. And I do. I remember everybody like losing their mind. And that was one of my favorite things about AEW was the energy in the building for AEW was so much better than the WWE. So even if you were watching something, I remember like when I was first really like bought into AEW, I was so annoyed with guys like Jim Cornette shitting on AEW. Like, don't you see what's happening, Jim? Here I am 3 years later of like, Cornette's onto something. And that was my frustration is like, I felt like the energy was so good that you kind of overlook some of the flaws. But if you would have told me that they were going to bring in every fucking Everybody that ever had WWE stamped on their fucking wrestling passport, bring them in and kind of underutilize them. I'd be really surprised. And the biggest shock for me is how completely absent the tag team division is. I'm shocked that AEW is completely, like, people all the time, WWE hates tag team wrestling. So does Tony Khan, apparently. Having attended AEW, a lot of people peace out after Dynamite. Makes sense. It's a long night, man. Maybe that's another thing they consider, splitting up those shows, 2 separate tapings. Maybe, right? Maybe Rampage makes a little more sense if you tape a Rampage separately. How bad was the women's match? It wasn't bad. It's just average. And it doesn't, like, again, Sheeta fights Willow. Sheeta's your world champion. And the most important moment that we're left with is Sky Blue turned on Julia Hart. And if you guys don't understand why that's a problem, that's a problem. Like, again, your champion is overshadowed by the other bullshit. That's it. If you wanted that to happen, you find another way to make it happen. But again, your champion was overshadowed by everything that happened in that moment. Not only that, it was completely outshadowed by Tony as well, but that's tough. Hey, but what if Roman turns face and uses the Tribal Chief song and turns on Paul? What if Paul turns on Roman? I'll put that to you, buddy. But yeah, a few more here. In the end of the story, Sky Blue will join House of Black. I don't think so, Chris. I don't. I did, but now if she joins House of Black, how does that make sense? Wouldn't she already be in that process? Or are we going to play the flip-floppy game for a few months? Flip, a flop, a flippy, flippy. MJF was their top heel right now. He's true. Now they truly don't have a top heel that is credible outside of Christian. It's facts, but he's also your top babyface. And who else do you have in that babyface realm right now? Moxley's not it. Kenny might not be it. Kenny could be it, though. Who? Danielson's hurt more than he's healthy. That's the problem with MJF. I think Nick says it a lot, that MJF is too good. He's being punished for being too good at everything. He is your best heel. He's your best babyface. The AEW world revolves around MJF, and they need to keep him and keep him happy. At least Impact knows how to put on a good show and book the women. Impact books women's the knockouts way better than the AEW does, 100%. They have their flaws, AJ. What I will say about Impact is the consistency. They will give you consistency. Fuck, we just watched Eddie Edwards and Kazarian rival for like 5 months. It feels like 5 months. Probably wasn't. But it was consistent. That's why when we talk about a Shelton Benjamin going to AEW or Impact, go to Impact. You'll get consistently booked. You don't just like get a push to the main event and then vanish. Like the Macklins of the world. Once you get there, you're there. Here's a question. Do you think that Jeff cameo was a way to troll people? Yes, actually. Make people like me have a fucking spasm. Rangers 1, Diamond and Back 0. Tight fucking game. All right. Thanks, fans. I thought the tide truly shifted when Cody left. I think Cody leaving had a bigger impact than people gave it credit for. And I think Cody was the first example. And I know we don't talk about it much because Cody's a very political, smart guy. But Cody was like the first true example of a person that kind of got pushed out by the fan base, pushed out by the rumors. And I think it hurt. I think Cody didn't fit AEW the way, Punk didn't fit AEW. But Punk was way more abrasive. Cody rode off into the sunset, and look at him. There's still AEW fans out there right now that will try and convince you that Cody made a mistake or Cody's unhappy. Cody's on cloud fucking 9, living the dream. Without TK, the show would be much better. I never ever was there. Every decision with tribalism. Without TK, the show would be better. Never ever was there ever division with tribalism. Not quite sure the last part of that or how it all comes together, but here's the thing. I believe a big chunk of the tribalism comes from Tony Khan, comes from Chris Jericho, comes from the Young Bucks, comes from Dave Meltzer. It's people like that that champion, and we saw it in recent memory. This NXT. I'm all for a good war. I'm all for wave your flag, but it's they galvanize the fan base at times, and it is what it is. There's certain people that are just going to think it the way it is, and let's be real. The Attitude Era was full of tribalism. Pre pre WCW going out of business, there was people that hated WWE. There was people that hated WCW, and they thought about it all the time. They just didn't have the internet and social media the way we do now. It'd be really fucking interesting if we did. I believe Tony Khan doesn't believe in himself the way he keeps on the hired Hall of Famers. Nothing against the man. God bless him. Just that he has young talent that are hungry to make history. You know what, Jordan? Here's the thing. He does lack confidence, and you know that because when he has a plan, and we've seen it multiple times where he changes his booking, right? Oh, well, and he gets strong-armed by people into changing his decision making. The WWE, to their credit, have been doing it so long, they don't give a fuck if the internet blows up. Everybody starts pissing and moaning and crying. Oh, Cody, I can't believe they did this to Cody. They don't care. They don't give Cody the fucking title 2 weeks later because the fan base exploded. They want the fan base to explode. TK on multiple occasions, and one of my best examples, the Acclaimed don't win the title. Everybody was mad that Tony didn't call an audible and give them the title. So then he gave them the title. And I said at that time they were going to burn them out and they were going to ruin the Acclaimed. And I feel like for a large part they did. But that was fan pushing. Uno gets pulled from a match because the internet went crazy about Uno being in a match. That is a lack of confidence. And remember, Jordan, Tony Khan had much experience booking wrestling as you, I, or anybody else in this chat did 4 years ago. 0 on his resume. 0. Bartending, paper route. Yeah, no booking experience. That's it. So he's making up as he goes along, and he doesn't have the balls to he doesn't have the balls to stand up to people because he doesn't have that confidence in himself. He just wants everyone to love him, and he seems like a super nice guy. I hate kind of beating down on him, but he's got to get his head out of his ass. Do you think the energy back then hid the flaws? Yeah, 100% in a lot of regards. And you got to remember, there were some shows that weren't that good, but there was a big pop at the end or a big reveal or, somebody showed up. So all we talked about was that. But also, I think you had a lot of fresh ideas. Tony had fresh ideas. Jericho had fresh ideas. You had all these people come together. And you know what that energy is like when everyone's phonetic and really into the idea and it just starts feeding off itself. But once you get into the long-term storytelling, the long-term booking, that's when you got to that's where you got to be able to grow and evolve and adapt. And I don't think they did. A lot of the stuff we're getting on AEW is very childish. And maybe that appeals to the 19 to 25 or the 13 to 25 market. For my ass, it doesn't work. Guys standing around and acting awkward in a way that, I've never interacted with fellow co-workers or friends before. Hey, Bob, can you make me a peanut butter sandwich? Like, no, I want to see them be adults. I don't want the kiddie shit, right? WWE is supposed to be wrestling PG. AEW, on the other hand, is giving me PG bullshit, giving me Nickelodeon gags. It wasn't the best show. I'm with you. It wasn't the best show. In other news, Nicholas Backstrom retires. Shut the fuck up. Really? Oh, wow. Sky Blue is going to make her own house. House of Blue. The House of Blues? Wait, what? Top heel right now, Ricky Starks. Christian. Ricky Starks is there. Everyone else is just confusing. Moxley should be a heel, but he's not. I don't know what the fuck he is. Claudio's sometimes a heel, sometimes not. Listen, I heard Al Snow talking about how important it is to have clear heels and clear baby faces. Without that, you're fucked. And there's a couple people that can slide in between. But for the most part, 90% of your roster should be clearly defined at who they are. Wardlow can be the next babyface. Wardlow was the next babyface, and they shit the bed on that. If MJF is the top face, top heel is Ricky. Fair enough. What about Christian? I would argue Christian's getting more heat. Sky Blue versus Julia Hart at Full Gear. If Sky Blue loses, she must join the house. Chris, that's okay. Okay, I'll give you that. That's a good way to get there. I don't know if I want to see a Sky Blue Julia Hart match at Full Gear. I don't think I want that. NXT is the best show this week so far. I'd say yeah. And with a taped SmackDown coming, I'd say yeah. TK is the best heel in AEW. I know I debated this. He's accidentally the best heel. Definitely. TK is the biggest heel in AEW. They love him, though. The fan base loves him. They'd put him on a fucking, they put him, they'd fucking carry him across the globe. Like, they adore this guy. Do you think Monday Night Raw should move to NBC? No, I mean, I don't care. I don't think they could. I mean, whatever deal works. All right, I'm out. All right, last call. Ryan, how are you? Tony Khan was an E-feeder. He wrote wrestling scripts for years. Yeah, I know that. And I hope you're as tongue-in-cheek as I read it. But yeah, I mean, that's like saying I cook in my kitchen, so watch out, Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, it's not the same. So yeah, he can put that on his resume all he wants, but it's adorable. Yeah, no, doesn't count. C Money, do you think? Got that one. Okay, I'm about. You're right about that. Khan's very talented. Tony Khan got that one. Modern Warfare 3 early access tomorrow. Oh, there you go. Go get it. The only thing that ruined the Acclaim was the fact that TK had them drop the titles to the Gunn Club in order for FTR to beat the Gunn Club, in order for FTR to re-sign their contracts. It goes a little deeper than that. I won't go fully into it tonight, JV, but it all started because you had something really good with Swerve and Lee. And then you had something really good with the Acclaim going after Swerve and Lee. You could have stretched that out, kept them going, and you're right. All the title changes in there, we're kind of saying the same thing slightly differently. Rumors that he could be moved next year. We'll figure that out. Question is if MJF could find a partner. Maybe it's Hammerstone. We'll find out. I hate that he's being booked on the pre-card or the pre-show. Roderick Strong has been turned into Vicky Guerrero. I like that. Nobody's thrown that at me yet. I like that. PS. That's a good one. All right, guys. I'm going to tap out here tonight as we approach the 3-hour mark. Jeff Jarrett, let's go. Keyshawn. Had enough of that. And remember, we're going to watch the fish. Luna's going to watch the fish market match for you. If you put Vicky and Roddy next to each other, nobody can tell the difference. They even give her the big neck. Yeah, I know tonight was rough. Next week will probably be the best show. Let's find out. How would you book Bray? Bray Wyatt last match? You know what? Come back on Friday with that one, ever bless. Not to buck you off, but that's a long answer that needs some thought. Oh, good. Have a blessed night, everybody. KJ, go to bed. Thank you, Money. I got to go check my fantasy scores. But with all that being said, folks, as always, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. I was KJ White. Last night, I was someone else, but we appreciate everybody for being here, joining us. Make sure you click all those links below. Be a part of the family. Shout out to all the members, all the 4 lifeies out there. Tomorrow, Impact. Friday, triple header. Saturday, brunch with the boys. The shit don't stop. And we got so much coming your way. Once again, thank you. And until next time, we'll 100% see you on the flip side. Good night.